Hello, everyone. Our usual Saturday night. And again, we're in another session of Playtesting. Playtesting the Season 4 fan-authored set made by our friend Steven down there in the lower right corner, if we're playing the Brady Bunch here. We are trying our best to playtest as many cards as we can, get those rules tested out, and eventually start incorporating them into regular gameplay. Tonight, it's going to be myself and Nathan squaring off with the Season 4 cards. Now, again, if you've been following, you already know this, but for someone who may be jumping in halfway, hasn't seen the earlier ones, Steven authored these cards specifically so they would integrate and play well with the previously published cards. So you'll see our decks kind of mixed in with previously published cards. And you'll recognize the playtesting ones as having these just plain white with no artwork, saves on ink, and we can take notes on them too when we need to. So you'll recognize those playtesting cards right away. Also want to state that we are using the Premier Truth is Out There and the Mulder expansions. We are playing advanced rules. Promos are allowed, but no killer cards, not this time.
I also have the Scully set agent Frank Burst. That's the only Scully card I'm playing with. But is there an objection?
Not for me. We'll let it go. We'll let it go.
Okay.
And as usual, we have Steven here again, helping us stay honest and observing the gameplay, so that we're playing the cards so we understand them and play them as they were intended, and also so we can make edits along the way if we have any questions. And also Guillaume is here. They'll both be in the background helping with judging, make sure that we play all the rules right. Gentlemen, any thoughts before we get started?
Yep, and I just want to thank Cholera, for all the catering services and all that. So Cholera, thank you so much for the popcorns. Cholera was there a moment ago, but seems to have vanished.
Oh, he left to fetch me some food.
Yeah, exactly. I have a good game, gentlemen. Last week's playtest was really illuminating, and we found a lot of things that needed to be tweaking. So, with any luck, we'll spot, other things that we need to revise so that we can, make this an optimal expansion worthy, of being made available for others to request.
Yeah. I will say I tried to pack my deck with cards that I didn't see last week, so.
Nice.
Some adversaries, maybe.
I'm eager to see some of these other cards in play. We've seen a good number of the cancer cards, especially in the previous playtest. So yeah, it does seem like that's proven to be a compelling theme for the set. So yeah, more adversaries certainly need to be showcased, and hopefully we'll get to see some of them in action tonight.
And my personal favorite, the Gulag.
Yes, we did see a little bit of that too. So yeah, more Gulag is always a good element in the game.
Yeah, I've got my field position ready, just in case.
But, where's your Gulag, Nathan?
It's going to be right above my X file here.
Excellent. So your X file is above your hospital, is that right?
Yeah.
And mine is also right here.
Yep. Very cool.
All right. Well, then, without further ado, Steven and Guillaume will send you back to the studio, and just give us the high sign if you have any questions or need to interject for any reason. And Nathan and I will get started.
Godspeed, gentlemen.
All right. Have a good game.
Thanks, guys.
I'm going to rearrange these a little bit so they're a little more logical. There we are. And we still need to decide who is going first. Getting a little bit of an echo, so I'm going to fix that. There we go. I have this coin or this token here, X on top for heads and the bottom of the dime for tails. Do you want to call it in the air?
Let's do it.
All right.
Heads for the win.
Nope, it's tails. But you know what? I am dying to hear about your team and see what you have to start with. So I'm going to let you go first, Nathan. Go for it.
Oh, wow. All right.
If you could introduce your team for everybody here.
Yeah. So my team, we all know Adrian Pendrell, so I won't spend much time with him. I have a Season 2 Scully agent by the name of Frank Burst. So you can kind of see he's primarily a criminal investigation, evidence collection guy, but he also has Res 2 if he's in the field. We've got a fine Season 4 agent here, Mike Miller, NPSB. He's an independent skeptic. He has a few skills, most notably computer evidence collection, science. He is a Res 2, like Frank Burst, if he's in the field. And he gets some bonuses if he's in the same team as Mulder or Scully, which will not be happening this game. So kind of irrelevant. And then my final agent is another Season 4 agent. This is Detective John Munch. Independent law enforcement. He does a little bit of everything. His highest skills are observation and subterfuge. You place a token on the card. When an opponent asks a penalty question, you can remove the token and respond, "Aluminum makes a lovely hat." So at least one penalty question of David's is going to be thwarted by the detective. And that's my team.
All right. I'll introduce my team now really quickly. You'll recognize a few of these because they're from the previously printed copies. I have Detective Manners and Agent Danny Pendrell, and also Agent Henderson. Now I have these two from Season 4, Mike Miller, who you've already introduced, so I won't spend any extra time on that. And followers of the channel will recognize I have Agent Kautz here. Agent, FBI, law, and neutral are the keywords. Skills, mostly evidence collection and science. And his game effect is if Agent Kautz is in the bureau, he may contribute to any evidence collection skill check that is occurring in another section of the table.
Very cool.
All right.
So
because we're playing advanced, we'll draw 7 and we'll defer to you.
All right, so let's see what I got in my 7 here. I got to get used to these, the printed cards, understanding what they are.
Yeah, our fans already know that it takes a little extra time. We have to reread a lot of them every time we draw them. So there's a little bit of dead times, dead air for a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, so bear with us. We're working to make the best set we possibly can for you. All right, so I got my 7. I will draw my freebie for the turn. All right, and I'm going to get 4 resources this turn, putting me at 9. Because these two are not yet in the field. And then, David, it's your turn to buy and sell.
All right. I will sell. Ooh, I like these cards. Steven, you're killing me. I will sell Laser Targeter for 4 CP. And then, let's see here, 6. I will sell, or excuse me, I will buy 2 cards and turn back to you, sir.
Okay. No requisition or healing deployment. We're going to send everybody up to the field. Case assignment. I'm going to pay 2, so I'll be down to 7 resource points to play Franklin, Pennsylvania. There's a criminal investigation 4+ and a method question.
Okay. No blacks. Go ahead and make your case assignment, or your. I'm sorry. Assign your agents.
Yeah, so we'll assign all 4 to the site. And let's go.
All right. Right off the bat.
Sorry, that is a criminal investigation and method question, David.
Gotcha. Right off the bat, I'm going to pay 5 and play cancer diagnosis. Play this card to add cancer to an opposing agent's keywords. The agent's health is reduced by 1 for each turn that he or she doesn't spend in the hospital.
Okay.
If the agent's health is reduced to 0, she must remain in the hospital until health is fully restored. Healing cards may be used to maintain the agent's health.
Okay. So they all have health 4.
Okay. Let me first take off the 5 here.
Yeah.
Down to 2. And I'm going to put it on Danny Pendrell, please.
No, Danny, cancer.
I know, that's pretty rough.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is put a conspiracy token on him just to remind myself of that.
Sure.
So he loses one health for each turn he does not spend in the hospital, right?
Correct.
When does that health happen? Debriefing or?
An excellent question. Let's bring in Steven here, and he's going to help us out with that one.
It should say on the card, doesn't it?
Play this card to add cancer to an opposing agent's keywords. The agent's health is reduced by 1 for each turn that she does not spend in the hospital. It doesn't say anything about when that is accrued. Is it at the end of the debriefing?
Let me check my version because I wonder if that's an outdated one.
And this is why we play test.
Yeah. No, it just says it's reduced by 1 for each turn. So I guess it probably would be best to say like, all right, so we might have to add a whole sentence to this.
I think the intent was to do damage during the turn, right? That the card is played, right?
Yeah. Well, you're reducing their health. So in effect, damage. And in my head, it was for debriefing, but I did not. Yeah, we didn't spell that out.
Let's say something like if the agent during the debriefing
phase or each debriefing phase. How about that? That they are.
If the agent is not in the hospital, they suffer 1 point of damage. Something like that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So, all right. So we'll play this card to add cancer to the opposing agent's keyword. The agent's health is reduced by 1. Could you say that again, Nathan?
If the agent is located anywhere other than the hospital during the debriefing phase, they suffer 1 point of damage.
Okay.
Or if you could just say if they're not in the hospital during the debriefing phase or something like that.
Okay.
We can tinker with language.
Phase that
right.
For each debriefing phase that she doesn't spend in the hospital.
Right. Yeah, we can tinker with language, but as long as we're clear in the game effect. So. Okay, sounds good. I'll put that right below his card. You know what's funny is I think I thought, what are the odds that I'm going to see a lot of cancer cards in this game since there were before? So I think I have maybe like one card that
Oh no!
takes
Ooh.
Like one
away
healing
cancer.
card?
If
Oh,
you-
No, I
you
think
got-
I have a few more healing cards, but
like I said it, like you guys should put like 2 Father McHughs in there. Did you put at least one in there?
there's one. Yeah.
Okay, hopefully he'll come up.
yeah, if you've been watching the Discord, I've been looking forward to that particular keyword.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
All
Okay.
right, so all right. I'm gonna send that updated text to Dax so he can get that card revised.
Just wait on it because we'll talk about it after the game and.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll do that. I
Make
mean,
sure it's
obviously
where
he's
we're at.
probably asleep by now, so yeah. All right, yeah, we'll bring it up at the end. All right, I'll make a note. Carry on, gentlemen.
Sounds good.
All right, back to the game.
All right. So I will pay 2 then and play Inspector Pewitt as a witness. So he's going to add 1 to the team's criminal investigation or evidence collection skill check. Assuming you don't hate him and want me to lose him.
He's
Yeah, he's a witness that adds 1 to criminal investigation or evidence collection.
okay. Well, I'm not quite finished with Pendrell.
Oh no.
Because I'm going to play an adversary here, Leonard Betts. When played on a keyword cancer card, this adversary is free and activator requirements are ignored. Leonard Betts regenerates 1 point of health for each witness discarded from your hand. I'll keep that effect in my back pocket. LRC is 0, CRC is 4, and health is 5.
Okay. So LRC is 0.
Yep. You get a free round of combat on me.
Okay, so during that round, he's going to take 4, 5. He's going to take 7. Yeah.
Should have saved that one for a little later.
Pendrell Burst and Munch have a surprising amount of long-range combat ability.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So even if I were to discard a witness, I got nothing on that one.
Okay.
So
Well,
yeah.
he was free anyway, so you didn't lose anything from him.
Yeah, and I got Great Pirate Search in my deck, so we'll most likely be seeing him again.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I got nothing else then.
Okay. I'm going to pay 3, so I'll go down to 2 resource points. If I can find it. There we go. And I'll play Safe House, which is going to add the keywords event and resource to a witness. So it remains in play, and that's going to be Pewitt. So he can add 1 to a team's criminal investigation or evidence collection skill check per turn.
Well played.
And my criminal investigation is going to be 5. 6, right? With the witness. Oh no, 9. Sorry, Munch is there. So yeah, I'm gonna hit that. As long as there are no more hijinks from you.
I've got no more shenanigans.
Okay, so it's a method question. David, is your method violence?
Second here. It is not.
Okay. Okay, and end of my turn, I have 5 cards.
Okay.
And we're going to deal a piece of damage here to Danny Pendrell because he has the cancer.
And he's got the cancer, got a touch of the cancer.
Yep. And I'll put Pewitt up here with the safe house.
Okay. I have 6 cards, so no discard.
Sounds good.
And then I will begin my turn as the investigator. Draw 1 for turn. And for res, get 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to hold on to those. I'll go straight to you selling and buying, sir.
Okay, I'm going to sell Composite Sketch for 4. And that'll put me on 9. Yeah, I'll go down to 8 to buy 1 card. Okay. All good.
All right. No healing necessary, no requisition. So I'll go straight to deployment, and I will move Pendrell, Manners, Millar, and Henderson to the field. And I'll leave Agent Cots in the bureau. And for my site card, it's going to be the Psychiatric Hospital in Richmond, Virginia. This is a computer 4 or more prerequisite, and the question is method. And that costs 2, so I'll take 2 away.
Okay. It's a computer, you said?
Correct, yes.
All right, I'm going to ask for a few different numbers here before I play my bluff, just to avoid telegraphing things. What is your team's total subterfuge, medical, and computer?
So subterfuge is 0. Medical is 1. Computer, now we're assuming that I would, well, I'll just read each agent.
Yeah, I know Pendrell's got his thing going and all that.
Yeah.
So just base computer is good.
Okay, so Pendrell is 3. Mike Millar is 3. Manners is 0. And Henderson is also 0.
Okay. So a lot.
Enough. And before you do anything, I might actually, if this is the right time, play a token off of Detective Manners. Token, let's see, discard 1 token to search through your bureau deck and add a witness card to your hand, show the witness to your opponent, and shuffle your deck. So I'll pay that.
Yeah, that's good.
Pay that token, and let me just find my witness here real quick in this massive deck here. Sorry for the Awaiting. This is also the drawback of having a large deck. Just having to go through all of these to find the one card that I'm looking for. All right, my witness will be Lisa Iannelli.
What does she do?
She is keyword witness, computer, and resource. It adds 1 to one team's computer skill check once per turn.
Okay. Are you going to play her right away?
Yes, I am going to play her right away. So I'll just take that 2 right now and set her to the side. And while I'm shuffling, I turn to you for any bluffs or other. Oh, Stephen wants to get in on this here. Hold on just a second.
I do apologize. I had to step away for a moment, David. Which witness did you pull with Manners' token?
Dr. Lisa Iannelli.
Oh, yes. One of my favorites. You know, I had a thought about that card as far as maybe after we were talking about healing agents in the field. I was recalling how, you know, in the episode she had attempted to resuscitate Dr. Unici, and then later on they used her same procedure to revive Iannelli when she got frozen. So I was just wondering, maybe we should add a secondary effect, is that, you know, she could be used to heal an agent who's frozen by Old Man Nichols, have that as a secondary effect.
Would that mean increasing her cost then?
Yeah, oh yeah, maybe by 1. But granted, we're only limiting it to that one adversary. It's not like any agent would be healed, you know, as a result of damage by other. It would just be in that one instance. But yeah, maybe by 1. I wouldn't add much more.
Yeah, I'm not even sure you would need to increase her cost.
If
Because
it
Nichols
was
is now
blanket.
only in killer games too.
What's that? Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sounds
But
good.
anyway, I have no bluffs, David, to play.
Okay.
All right, so Iannelli's on there. That was a good inclusion, David. I like that, you know, you're making use of Detective Manners' tokens, because as you were saying, it's like it's one of those things that kind of gives you, you know, repeat access to your deck when you need to.
Yeah, I'm learning.
All right. Yeah, sorry for the interruption. I just had to step away from him, so I missed that very important draw.
That's
Okay.
another good post-game topic, to whether or not we want to add that secondary effect to Iannelli.
Yeah, it was just a thought that I had after we were talking about, you know, incorporating more cards that can heal agents in the field. So I thought, well, if we're going to do that, you know, like, she was my first thought because I was looking to the cards that we derived from that specific episode.
And I think that was a topic last week too. Healing
exactly.
frozen people. That was a tough one to come back from. So cool. All right,
yeah,
we'll
I
talk
might
about
present
that.
the question as to like how, and this is maybe one we can think about and then talk about at the end of the game, but about how many cards would we need that would allow agents in the field to be healed in order for it to be okay. It's somewhat reasonable now that we don't need to necessarily have the killer card or the killer keyword applied to Old Man Nichols. Granted, if we do that, we're going to have to probably increase his cost maybe like by 1 or 2. But how many healing cards need to exist that heal agents in the field for it to be okay? It's within reason is the question I'm posing. And then, like I said, think about it. Maybe we can, talk more about that at the end of the game.
Yeah, at the end of the game, we can, when this question comes up, we can kind of take an inventory of how many cards can thwart that particular thing to make sure it's balanced.
Yes, exactly. All right, carry on, gentlemen.
All right, back to the game. All right, so
no bluffs.
no bluffs. So I will do case assignment, and it's just going to be Miller and Pendrell. Yes.
And those two combined have computers 6, plus you have 1 from the witness.
Correct.
Ask away.
Very nice. Method question, sir. Is your method, I'll ask the same question, is your method violence?
It is not.
Okay. Site has been successfully investigated. I'll move that off and bring my agents back. We'll move to debriefing. I only have 6 cards, so no discard.
Okay, and I've got 5.
Okay.
All right, so I will draw 1 for the turn.
Now this is debriefing. Does that mean you lose a
Is
hit?
it each debriefing phase?
Oh,
Well, let's get Steven on here.
Steven.
Yeah, and I believe the idea is for it to be during each of that opponent's, or in this case, Nathan's briefing phases. That's generally the standard operating practice for resource cards like that. So not every debriefing phase, but I think let me actually make sure in each of the opponent's debriefing phases that he or she doesn't spend in the hospital.
So one damage on Pendrell right now.
Oh, well, it's David's debriefing phase, right? So
right. But
yeah.
I already went through mine.
So from your previous one. Yes, from your previous one. Yep.
Sorry, David. you don't get to cut the turns in half to kill Pendrell.
I'm trying every angle.
No, but I'm glad you're trying, David, because that's where we're finding the potential loopholes or kinks in the card. So that's good that you're posing that. So we're finding where the problem areas lie.
All right, we'll carry on. And Nathan.
All right, so this was my card to draw. Generate res, I'm going to do 6 this turn because Millar and Burst are in the field, and that'll put me up to 8. And I'm going to use 2 of those. 2 or 3. I'll do 2. That'll put me at... No, I'll do 3. So I'll go down to 5 res. Or resource points to do that. So 1, 2, 3.
And my turn to sell.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to sell 1. I don't want to do this, but I'm going to sell a witness, Jason Nichols, for 3. And I'm going to buy just 1. and turn it back to you, sir.
Well, not much I can do here.
No sights?
No sights. So, well, let's go through here. So, no healing, no requisition. I will move Pendrell to the hospital. Now he can't. I get no res or any skills, anything, right? When he's in the hospital.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But I just prevent the 1 damage to him. So, yeah, I have no sights. So we're just going to move him to the hospital and pass turn, and I have to discard 2 cards.
Okay.
So I'll discard computer access denied, since that's not going to help me much here. And I'll discard nobody cares.
Oh, I care.
Yeah. No, you don't. That's a lie.
No, I don't. That's a bluff. I don't care.
And I will pass turn.
All right. Then I will draw for turn to get started. Now my res is going to be a little better. So I get 1 and 1, and then I'll get 2 from Miller. So that's 4, none there, and 5, which brings me up to 10. And I'm going to, I'll buy 2.
Good.
And turn to you, sir.
Yeah, so I'm going to discard Danny Markham. Get 2, bringing my conspiracy up to 10. And I think that's all I'm going to do. Yeah.
Okay. Then for sites, oh man. Sorry to make you wait here. Just another second. Oof. I'll play Migrant Workers Camp in San Joaquin, California. Keywords are site, mono, motive, and sciences. The prerequisite is science 4 or more, and I ask a motive question.
Yeah, no bluffs.
Okay, then I will move I'll move Danny Pendrell, Mike Miller, and Agent Henderson and assign them to the case.
So it's a sciences, you said?
Correct. Science is 4 or more. And Pendrell has 3, Miller has 2, and Henderson has 2.
All right. I'm going to play an adversary. It's going to be the Peacock Brothers. For 8. You said it is a motive site, right?
That is correct.
Okay. And that'll put me down to 2 conspiracy.
Okay. And what are the keywords for that one?
It's adversary primordial creature.
Okay. I am going to play Dr. Daniel Trepkos. He negates 1 primordial creature.
Jesus.
Hey, now this is a family show.
All right, so ask away.
All right. Is your motive security?
It is not.
Okay. I'll move my agents back then. And I have 7, so no discard.
All right. And I'm looking at 5. What's that?
Ready to for you to take over.
All right, I will draw my 1 for the turn. Generate res. It's going to be 5 this turn, so it'll put me at 10. And I'll go down to 8 to draw 2 cards. Then it's all you.
Yeah. I like where I'm at, so no selling or buying. Back to you.
So healing, I'll heal 1 off Pendrell, and I will move him back to the field. No, I'll actually keep him in the hospital. There's no point because guess what? I don't have any sites yet. So let's see. 6. I have 8 cards. I will play Friend in the FBI. We'll do 10 tokens on that guy. Yeah. I should have played that during my briefing phase, but oh well. So I'll go down to 6 for that. And we got 10 tokens on there. And let's see. It's stunning to me still that you had the exact witness you needed for the Peacock Brothers.
I think that comes with having a huge deck. I learned that from Steven.
Man, I don't know if the Peacock Brothers would have done some damage too. Yeah, that wouldn't have been good.
Yeah, that would have been a rough one to come back from.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda. And I have nothing else, David. So you're up. I have 7 cards.
All right, I have 7, so no discard. And if no objections, I'll begin my investigation phase. Let's draw for turn.
Yep.
All right. Generate a res. Get 1 from Cuts, 1 from Pendrell, 2 from Milar, so that's 4, none there, and 5. You know what? I'm just going to buy 1 and turn to you.
Okay, I'm going to discard Tyson and go up to 4 conspiracy. That's it.
All right. No healing and no requisition, so they'll write to deployment. Yep, and they're all going to stay exactly the way they are. And case assignment, I will play Flight 549 Crash Site. This is a multi-site. It is motive, result, bureaucracy, and evidence collection.
Okay.
Prerequisite is bureaucracy 5 or more, or evidence collection 5 or more. The question is either motive or result.
Okay. And which one are you doing for that?
I will be doing evidence collection.
Okay.
Do I declare the question now? I think that's after I assign agents, right?
I think Steven looked it up last week or the week before. Judge.
Oh, we're calling for the judge.
Yeah, you don't have to state which question you're going to ask unless there's a condition where it lowers the prerequisite.
Oh no, not the question. I meant which
skill. The skill. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You have to do that right away, don't you?
I think it's skill now,
so
you can play the correct bluff. Or
whenever skill check in the CA performs skill check, announce your opponent the skill you're using, the amount needed, blah blah blah. Each player may pay or play their cards at that point. That's when you do the just right when you get into the investigation phase.
Yeah. But then it's not until later, right, that you have to pick whether it's going to be a result or motive or something like that.
Yeah, that's after. That's like site resolution when you would be asking the question.
Yeah.
But yeah,
okay. I just wanted to make sure skill was now because I am going to play a bluff on it.
All right. Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Have a bluff.
And then what were the two? Was it motive and result or?
Correct. Yes, motive and result.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Evidence collection. I'm going to play it safe on this one. I'm going to move Manners and Henderson. And I do want to point out Agent Kautz in the Bureau. When he's in the Bureau, he may contribute to evidence collection skill checks, so I'll have his as well.
Well, actually, he won't.
Oh, okay.
The bluff makes it a medical skill check.
Oh.
Evidence collection to medical. Because she had a date, David.
She did, and she was a cruel mistress.
And that is actually a freebie because it costs 1 normally.
Right. I was enjoying a streak there, but I got nothing to solve that one. So You have thwarted my investigation.
I will take small victories at this point.
So moving to debriefing, I have 8, so I need to discard 1. All of these are also moved. I'll discard alien experimentation. That's a rough one, but Stephen has something to say.
I just wanted to point out, Nathan, we did increase the cost of She Had a Date to 2,
Yeah.
but I mean, for the purposes of this, I mean, if you can keep it as is. I know
No, I should play it legit then. So it'll cost me 1.
Yeah.
To play that.
You played it face down, yeah.
Okay. Make a little change on my card here.
I liked that card being played. That was great.
That's
David,
a great card.
You played it too safe, David. If you had Pendrell on the team, you probably would have been able to get out of that one.
Yeah, I figured it was a win either way because then I make Pendrell spend down all of his tokens. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, make him burn through it. I mean, and still only at the cost of 1 CP, and he burns a Pendrell token.
Right.
It's pretty good.
All right. So my turn then.
I need to I discarded. Yeah, so it's back to you.
All right, so I will draw my 1 for the turn. I don't even remember putting that one in. I'll generate 5 resource points to put me at 11. I'll take my 2 from the friend in the FBI right away to put me at 13. And let's get some cards. I will draw. I think I'll draw 3. Go down to 10.
Can you tell me, sir, what is your sciences total to on your?
For sure. My sciences total, including Pendrell or excluding him?
Well, he wouldn't contribute to a skill check right now, so just the 3 there.
Not right now. So Miller is 2, and I think that's all I have right now. Is just the 2.
Okay, then I am going to play. Yeah, Steven knows what's coming. I'm going to play Oh shoot! No, I'm not. Carry on.
Okay. Well, I better draw my cards quick then. So I'm drawing 3. And it's over to you for buying and selling.
Everybody's gonna think I'm nuts here. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'll stand with what I have.
Okay. During the healing phase, I'm going to pay 2, go down to 8 to play a search warrant. I'll discard a witness card from my hand, which is going to be Sheriff Hamilton. To examine your hand, choose and make you discard 2 cards of my choice.
And I already know which 2. All right. I have the death card.
And what does that do? Sorry, I'm going to be asking you about these probably.
That's a bluff. It's is play to add 4 CP to your pool immediately.
Oh, right. Okay.
Unexplainable time loss, but you don't want to worry about that one.
How much does that cost?
5.
Okay.
Fairfield Zoo, which is a site, observation, and motive question. I have Psychiatric Hospital, which is a computer 4 and method question.
Okay.
Need I go on, or do you already know? I've got another site here, Migrant Workers Camp, which is sciences 4 or more with motive question.
Okay.
I have John Lee Roach, which is an adversary, and Frohickey.
Oh, And Frohickey negates an event card, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, so let's take Frohickey out of the equation. And oh man, John Lee Roach. Can you tell me about him?
Sure. His game effect is LRC, CRC, and health are all NA. Play this adversary when your opponent has played a witness. John Lee Roach abducts that witness, and the team must make a criminal investigation 5 or more skill check.
Okay.
If unsuccessful, the site skill check is failed, and the witness is removed from the game. If the team makes the skill check, Roach is negated and removed.
Okay, so I think we'll dump unexplainable time loss there.
All right.
And if you can believe it, David, still don't have a site.
Okay. Well, I feel a little better about losing unexplainable time loss.
Yeah. So I'm gonna. Well, no, I might as well keep Pendrell there yet. Cancer doesn't hurt when you're not actively involved in any investigations anywhere, I guess, is the headline.
He has
Okay.
excellent medical care, excellent health care.
Yeah, the best. I'll pass it back to you. I have 7 cards.
All right, I have 5, so no discard. And I'll begin my investigation phase by drawing for turn here. Ooh. And I am going to buy 2. And I'll pass it to you.
All right. I'm going to discard shotgun to give myself some 6, which is going to put me at 9.
All right.
And no card buys over here.
All right. No healing and no requisition. So all my agents are going to stay where they are. And I will play a site card. I'm going to play Migrant Workers Camp in San Joaquin, California. It is prerequisite of Sciences 4, and the question is motive.
All right. Can you tell me the 4 agents that are in the field, their behavioral sciences and subterfuge?
No behavioral. Science I've got. I'm going to have to count here. You're killing me.
Sorry.
3, 4, 5 total.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, the last one again was subterfuge?
Subterfuge, yeah.
Just double checking here. No subterfuge.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to play a bluff on that site.
Okay.
Let me just make sure I hit all the activators. Can you tell me what the site is again? Just the keywords is good.
Keywords are site, mono, motive, and sciences.
Okay, yeah. We're good.
All right, I'll move Pendrell and Henderson to the site. Steven's poker face is terrible. I can see him in the studio, and he knows that I must have made some kind of mistake. Go ahead and
So it is a booby trap,
yeah, it is.
and I'm gonna pay 3 for it instead of 4 to go down to 6 conspiracy. And so what this does is increase the site prerequisite to 5 and up instead of 4. You have to make a behavioral 4+ skill check. If you do, this card is negated. If you fail to make that skill check, one agent is going to take 3 points of damage, my choice, and the increased site prerequisite remains in effect.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So, yeah. Booby trap.
Well, I've got nothing to stop it, so I failed the behavioral.
Okay, so
Which
someone
agent is going to take it? I'll tell you this: Pendrell, I think you already know, has 4.
Yeah.
And Henderson has 3.
Yeah. So I think and Henderson is 2 sciences.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, we'll knock her out of commission. And we'll make you burn some Pendrell tokens here if you would like to ask the question.
All right. I'm not looking at Steven when I do this. Yeah, I'm going to burn 2 to get up to that 5 sciences
Okay.
so I can make that skill check.
And I'm going to play.
Steven, is there a rules issue?
No. I just, the thing was I knew he was he was asking about behavioral and medical. So I was like, he's got like Ludwig and booby trap or one or the other. So I was like, or maybe
I asked about behavioral
to bury the, so you don't know which skill he's asking about to kind of leave you off track. But I was like, oh, he's got booby trap. So not including Mike Millar. That's where I was like, no, bring them all. Bring them all because you need the science team. That's it. I'm sorry. That's the thing I was like, because I had a feeling it was going to be booby trap. When you
actually in this case, so I asked about behavioral science and subterfuge.
Yeah.
And in this case, all of them had application because I'm going to play 4 to play an event. Roche takes a hostage.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
So I'm going to make you make a subterfuge 4+ skill check.
That's
if you
why
fail, you get a -2.
I was thinking authorized access for that, but yeah, I forgot about the Roche takes a hostage one. No, sorry, David. I was just like, oh no, he's not including Millar. That was the part that I was like, no.
Okay. The only thing I would ask is that you not go like this.
Well, you kept saying you're looking at me, and I was like, no, okay, all right. I'm going to tell you what it was, and so you don't have to.
Waving your hand makes me think you've got a rules issue. So.
Maintain your neutral stance, Judge.
To clarify, that's what it was.
We need impartiality from our judges.
I was just like at that moment, I was like, oh, because it's booby trap, and that's one of my favorites. And I was like, yeah. He's asking about behavioral, so I was like, that could only be for that. Or Ludwig. It was one of those 2.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go back to the game.
Yeah. No.
So this card makes you make a subterfuge 4+ skill check. If you fail, you get a -2 to the site skill check and negate all witnesses that are modifying it, which there are none right now. So you need to, I believe, generate 2 more sciences to succeed. If that event goes through, which it sounds like it is.
Is now a right time to play a token off of an agent, or is that time come and gone?
I don't see why you couldn't. I mean, depending on what the card is. To go get a witness?
Yeah. I don't remember if I have the right witness, and I don't want to burn a token. If you don't.
Well, if it,
You know what? I know I do. So I'm going to play this token.
yeah, hold up. Let's ask a question about this. So the Roach takes a hostage card, negates all witnesses, modifying the team's skill check. So does that apply to any witnesses he would play now or in the future?
I think it's the light skill check. Yeah, because because the thing is, he's abducting a witness that it was contributing. Well, I guess unless you played like, let's say, okay, you play a witness to contribute to the sight skill check, then you play Roche. Unless for some reason you played I don't know, like maybe there was a spying mission or something else that forced, or well, no, in the case of the behavioral one, David calls out a witness, to do a behavioral, and then you can play Roche. So it's just whatever witness is currently modifying that skill check at that point. So
Okay,
it wouldn't be one that David plays after.
Okay,
Roche.
I think we might need to tinker with the wording on the card then.
Okay, let me pull that one up. Let me see here.
Like he did.
Meanwhile, David, you can go get your witness. It sounds like so. Because you're saying that this card is only going to apply to past witnesses, not future witnesses.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. To all witnesses that are modifying the team's skill check up to that at that point, up to the point that card is.
Or maybe just that we're modifying the skill check.
What do you mean?
Well, instead of and negate all witnesses that are modifying, maybe all witnesses that were modifying the skill check. That way it indicates that
it's past tense only.
I mean, would that clear it up then? That were? Is that good?
I think it would imply that it was only witnesses that were played prior to Roach, and not witnesses that are played after him.
I mean, or we could just say all witnesses that are modifying the sight skill check. I could just add the word sight in there, right?
But maybe that would not.
I don't think that would fix it though, because it's still. I mean, the issue isn't whether it's sight versus team. It's are you going to negate any witnesses that are played on the site, regardless of when they're played, right?
Not to hurt myself, but I would interpret that to mean like I haven't made the sight skill check yet, so that would still be in play. That it would negate any sight skill modifiers.
But I read the card as saying if you had witnesses prior to Roach takes a hostage being played, then that witness would have been negated. But then if you play witness after Roach, then that effect doesn't apply. That's how I interpret it anyway.
Yeah.
But maybe it should be more clear on the card that once Roach takes a hostage has been played, then you can play another witness without him being negated. So.
Okay, here's just an obscure thing that I think maybe answers some of these questions. It says during your skill check subroutine, you announce the opponent to your opponent the skill being used, the amount needed, and the skill level currently possessed by the agent team, and then each player may pay for and play cards. Okay, the current skill level may now be modified. The active player has the option to pay for and play the first card. So if they pass, it goes to the opponent.
Yep.
After this, cards may be brought and played by any player. Blah blah blah. So this is kind of like you play one thing, I'll play one thing, you play one thing, and then we'll go on and so forth, right? So are we actually here? I guess here's my question: are we resolving each of these cards as they are played, which is typically how we've been doing it, or do we do like Magic uses a stack where it's you play all your cards and then you go down and resolve them all at once?
Well, the rules say it says they're resolved on what is it? First come, first or some first play.
I think it's last played, first resolved.
Thank you. Yeah, didn't have the exact wording.
Okay,
but Roach
and I
takes a
mention that
hostage
because
Oh, sorry, go ahead,
mentioned that.
Nathan.
Yeah, I mentioned that because if, for example, he goes and gets his witness and plays them now,
Mm-hmm.
and Roach is still waiting to be resolved on that pile, then actually the witness is out there before Roach resolves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
Just
Roach
something to,
is
and
still
I'm
in
not
effect.
saying one way or the other is better. I'm just saying this is something to keep in mind. I think we might need to look at the rules a little better on this.
Because yeah, Roach has not been that card cannot be discarded until the skill check is either completed or failed, because he does still apply the -2 modifier to the side skill check.
Right.
So yeah, I think given that, maybe it should be specified on the card if it's witnesses played prior to Roach or witnesses played on the site before
How
or
about,
after
how about
Roach.
this? And the last part, and negate all prior witnesses that are modifying the team's skill check.
Yeah, that would be fine.
Prior?
I'm good with it. Okay, sorry, David. You can.
Sorry, I didn't hear it. David,
Do you have your witness?
Does that sound good? Everyone, yeah. I like it. I like the idea of just throwing one word in there, and that just resolves it all. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Bottom line, I can dig out a witness and play it, and I'm cool.
Yeah, that was my intent with it. Yeah, so we can redress it at the end, but yeah, we'll kind of look at just adding the word prior to that card, and problem solved.
All right. Well, I've been shuffling this whole time, so my deck is back to normal, and I am playing.
Hopefully, Nathan can draw a sight. Good Lord.
Hopefully for the sake of playtesting.
Well, maybe for David's sake, no, but for Nathan's sake.
I'm not going to lie to you. I need a W.
That's true. But it's not much of a game if you win by Nathan just never drawing a sight in this.
Well, there are 20 of them in the deck.
Yeah.
They should come up.
They should.
At some point.
That's the story of my life.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not like my Deep Throat cards the other night that were just buried at the bottom of the deck, and so I never got around. They never came up. But yeah, hopefully, Nathan will get some investigations going.
Okay.
All right, who's your witness, David?
Back to the game. Guillaume and Stephen will send you to the studio. My witness is Dr. Alexander Ivanov. Adds 3 to one team's sciences skill check. He costs 3, so I'll take 3 off. Anything to negate? Oh, you have something to negate that?
I'll go down to 0 conspiracy.
Yeah.
And actually, he's going to give you -3. The witness's modifier is now changed to a negative.
All that time, you were holding on to that. You dirty dog.
Steven got his wish, though. We're heavy hitting with witnesses here. So.
All right. Yeah, I got nothing to stop that one.
All right. Well, you made me burn 3 cards to have you fail this skill check, so you made me work for it.
All right, yeah, I've got nothing, so I'll just set that to the side and move Pendrell back. And I'll move to debriefing. I've got 7, so no discard.
And I have 3. So I will draw my 1 for the turn. So I inadvertently included Gary Schnauz in this deck, which is a killer card. So I'm just going to take him out.
Illegal deck.
Illegal deck. You good with that?
Yeah.
I missed that on him, I guess. All right, so Rez, I have 5 from my team and 2 from friend in the FBI for a total of 7 to put me at 15 resource points. Hopefully I get to use them someday. No healing, no requisition. Oh, I'm sorry, you get to buy and sell. Sorry about that.
Yeah, what's up? I'm going to sell shotgun for 6.
Oh boy.
Leaves me with 10. And yeah, I'm not going to buy any. Turn back to you.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna pay 2. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to deploy Pendril right back there to the field. I'm going to pay 2, go down to 13 to play the oil refinery in Alberta, Canada, which is a evidence collection 4+, and I can ask him a motive question.
Okay. I'm going to play 2 bluffs.
Oh boy. All right, let's send the 4 of them and see what you got.
Well, first is the death card. Play to add 4 CP to your pool immediately. Now that costs 2, but I played it face down, so it only cost me 1, and then I add 4. Second bluff, cancerous nosebleed.
Uh-oh.
Play on one agent with 3 or more health to decrease the agent's health during the briefing phase. In addition, the keyword cancer is added to the attached. My cat is destroying this place. In addition, the keyword cancer is added to the attached agent's card for as long as the card is in play. This card is removed when a healing card is played on the agent. Oh, hi.
All right. Let's go ahead and Langley that.
Mm.
And I will go down to 11 resource points.
All right. Well, I'll pay my 1 for that and send it away.
So we're looking at evidence collection 4. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 at the site at the moment.
Ooh.
And I have no cards to play.
All right. I'm going to play an adversary, the gray-haired man. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Is this an evidence collection site? What's this site again?
Evidence collection and motive.
Oh, it is evidence collection.
It is, yeah.
The great-haired man. Keywords are adversary, government, creature, and master. Activators, conspiracy, and evidence collection.
Nice.
His LRC is 7, CRC is 4, and health is 6. All witness resource cards are immediately discarded. This adversary may use martial arts and subterfuge. Damage caused by this adversary during long-range combat may be split among all opponents' directed players' choice.
Oh boy.
Is that all resource on the playing field? Like I lose my resource as well? No, just the opposing.
Okay. So I'm going to pay 3 and go down to 8. And I'm going to mulligan, discard my hand and draw 7. And let's hope there's something in there that can deal with him.
Rolling the dice. Let's see what happens here.
Not great. I'll tell you that much. So his LRC is 7.
Correct.
And health 6.
Yes, sir.
Yikes. Well, let me ask this. Now, is that another his effect of discarding all witness resource cards? Well, first of all, what does he say on that point?
Game effect. All witness resource cards are immediately discarded. And then it goes on to say this adversary may use martial arts and subterfuge cards. Damage caused by this adversary during long-range combat may be split among all opponents.
Okay, first thing I'll say is if he doesn't discard everyone's, I think he needs a wording tweak there because he reads like they're all gone. Second thing is, does that mean is he like the Roche thing where it's okay if I play subsequent witness resource cards?
I'm bringing in the
Yeah.
gallery here just so we can be sure.
I'm wondering if I need to add the word prior to every instance in which this happens now. Yeah, I mean, of course, after the fact, sure.
But
So
I think
But
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm trying to think which witness resource would come in that would actually make a difference.
Because if you played a witness that would negate a government adversary, it wouldn't be a resource witness. And I think that's the only kind of witness you could play because so far there are no resource witness that would add to the there are some witnesses
like the once per turn kind of ones, but yeah, a lot of them are like the ones that add to the RP pool. If they're
but it doesn't Sheriff Taylor.
I will say that there's a witness. There is a wit. I mean, you designed it, Stephen. There is a witness.
I was trying. Which one am I not thinking of though?
Sheriff Taylor, no.
Yeah, it's Sheriff Andy Taylor. He's designed for combat, and he's also a witness resource.
Gotcha. Okay, no, I got you.
But actually, I don't think he would make much difference in this case because I have enough long range to take out. I have enough long range to take out the gray-haired man.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, because he's like one of two, and like there's Taylor, and then there's Sheriff Toscani. That those are the two that So no, I was blanking on those two witness resources.
Yeah.
Do you think it should say all witness resource cards currently in play or discarded?
Or at the time this card is played.
I mean, it can. I don't have any. I have no objection to that. If that clears up, because I mean, having a fact. I mean, I had hopes of maybe doing more cards like Taylor and Toscani down the line. So.
Okay, but either way, Inspector Truitt is gone. So.
What's that? Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot you had him on there. That's right.
But I have to say
that. Actually, no. Well, I don't think you have to because you have Safe House on him, right?
Yeah.
What Safe House does is it changes his keyword, like basically from witness to event, as it says, treat as an event, which is all caps, and then resource, all caps. So basically, he's not really he's like an event resource at that point. So I think you're good on that one.
Yeah, I was going to disagree with that, but there's actually this sentence, the second sentence that says, "Thus the witness acts as an event, resource card."
Exactly.
And remains in play.
So I would say you can keep him.
Cool. I'll take him.
So all.
I think just like Roach takes a hostage, I always took that gray-haired man card to mean that it's witnesses currently into play and not witnesses played after the gray-haired man is
Yeah,
played.
again, that's been. But again, I mean, if it makes it so that there's no ambiguity around that, especially if we're gonna potentially create more witness resources like that, yeah, I'm fine with if we have to just add one word to the text to make it so that it's
all prior witness resource.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, that's going to be a recurring word in this, but yeah.
The word of the day.
All prior witness resource cards are immediately discarded.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or should it say all witness resource? Well, if I say all witness resource cards in play are immediately discarded, does that settle that, or does that still give the sense of once played after the fact?
About all witness resource cards currently in play.
Yeah, that would work too.
Just more wordy.
I know.
You could just say prior.
There's room, but okay, all prior. I like that. There'll be some consistency amongst the cards that force that. Okay, prior it is.
Okay, so I think I'm not gonna test our mental capacities anymore and play Sheriff Andy Taylor. We'll just let him stew in my hand and go to combat on this guy.
I like Taylor getting played. I mean, we rarely see Toscani get played, so that's part of the appeal in having this witness resource in play. So yeah, let's do it. And he does add criminal investigation if you need it, at any point, Nathan.
Oh, I don't. I'm not going to play him, actually.
I thought you said. Oh, sorry. I thought you said you were. You were. I'm sorry. I misheard that.
Because I'm going to be able to. Basically, we're each going to get one shot here. So
you're going to get him without him, right?
Yeah. So I've got 7 long range right now.
Nice.
And he has health 6, right, David?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Okay, but you're going to get to do 7. Everybody's got on my team has 4 health. So basically, pick the one you want to go to the hospital.
Okay, I'm going to send Stephen and Guillaume back if all of our disputes are resolved.
Yes. Doesn't Pendrell have 3 health?
He has 4.
Yeah, because he was in the hospital and he just came out. So at during the briefing phase, he's gonna get.
So when he's in the hospital, it removes a token, a prayer
just
token?
like any healing phase. If there's a damage token on him, it's removed. But yeah, so Nathan, had him in there for a while, so he wasn't accumulating damage. And all the existing ones that were on him while he was previously out in the field get removed. But come this debriefing phase at the end of this, then yeah, he gets one added.
I think I know who's getting the 3 excess damage.
Sorry, I probably shouldn't have been saying that. Sorry, I'm supposed to be impartial, but I was just kind of outlining this is how it's going to proceed. So, sorry about that, Nathan. I didn't mean to. Yeah.
No, it's good.
Okay.
We all know what's going to happen here.
We know what's going to happen. All right.
Gray-haired man is going to do some damage.
Yeah. So, as we probably already knew, 3 will go to Pendrell.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, your site prerequisite again was?
Evidence collection 4.
Okay. Not being 100% familiar with your agents.
The highest evidence collection comes from Mike Millar. He's got 3. Burst has 2, Munch has 2, and Pendrell has 3.
Then I'll go Mike Millar.
Yeah. Okay. So Millar, right to the hospital with you, buddy.
Maybe that'll help with res generation too.
Yeah. So your adversary's toast, I think, right? Health 6 and ideal 7, long range.
Yep. That's just math. That's
just math, man.
Can't argue with the math.
Just math. I am still going to be able to do the skill check unless you have something else.
Nope.
Okay, so it is a motive question.
Motive.
Is your motive ideology?
It is not.
Okay. All right, so let's see here. Okay. So that's done. Pendrel's going to get a damage token and have to go to the hospital. And I have 7 cards in hand.
All right, I have 3, so we'll discard. With that, I'll begin my turn, unless you have something.
Nope, all you.
All right, I'll draw for turn. And just for reference, I can't see your dice. What's your resource and CP pools right now?
CP is a big fat 0 and resource is 8.
8, okay. And I'm going to play Unexpected Call to switch. I have 4, so now I'll go up to 8.
All right. Nasty little card.
Indeed. And now I'll generate res. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll go up to 12. And I'm going to buy 5. And I'll turn to you to sell and buy.
Yeah. So I'm going to sell Andy Taylor, get 4 off him, and Ellen's Air Force Base, and get 2 off that for a total of 6 conspiracy. And then I'm going to pay 1 to draw 1. Go down to 5. Back to you.
All right. Healing. Agent Henderson has 3, so I take 2 off. Is that correct?
I think it's only 1 for 3.
Just well, okay, yeah.
Judges.
No, they're agreeing with you. That's
Oh,
correct.
okay.
So heal 1 off of Agent Henderson. No requisition, so I'll go straight to deployments, and all the agents are going to stay where they are. And case assignment, I'm going to play Strikers Cove in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Georgia for 2. That is evidence collection 4 or more and an affiliation question.
Okay. Yeah, no bluffs.
Okay. going to keep Pendergast. I'm going to move Mike Miller and Detective Manners. That gives me 3 for Miller, 1 for Manners, and then 3 from Agent Cots in the bureau.
So I will pay my 5 to play Quarantine Zone on that. So it is the event phenomena keywords. Place this card atop an opponent's site and place 2 tokens on it, down from the 3 you may have seen in prior playtest versions.
I'm familiar.
Remove a token during each of your opponent's briefing phases. While this card is in play, the team can neither be moved nor contribute their skills, except for agents equipped with a biohazard suit. So 2 tokens on that.
So because Cots is not at the site, can he still contribute?
That's a good question for the judges. Is he on the team?
I'm going to
Yeah, but you're still not going to be able to make the skill check, though.
But
Well,
I think the question is if he's on the team, because Quarantine Zone says the team can neither be moved nor contribute their skills.
Yeah, you're right.
So the question is he on the team or not? And I don't know what his game ability says about that.
It just says he can add his evidence collection skills to a skill check that is occurring in another section of the table.
I think it's like the cellular phone. And Quarantine Zone, I think, should only apply to agents who are physically at the site.
Yeah, so I mean, he can. You can still use COTS in another, like in your next round, David. That's not he's not affected by the quarantine zone because he's safe in the bureau. Yeah, he's kind of like what Guillaume was saying, like like any other you could treat him as like he's a.
So he's not on the team but can contribute his skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, just his evidence collection in this case, but like in the next round, David can bring him out to the field to do a different site if he wants, because he's not stuck there.
Okay.
It's kind of like phoning it in, basically. It's kind of like if you have an agent in the bureau who's got the cell phone, his Cots's cell phone only works for evidence collection.
So you can. How much does he add to the site?
Like
3.
Yeah.
So that almost gets you there.
Well, and then I'm going to play U.S. Marshal Tapia. Adds 1 to the team's evidence collection skill check.
Fabulous. Yeah, I've got nothing for him, so you got it.
Okay, so that cost me 1.
Now, what happens if the site is discarded? Does quarantine zone go away?
That David, he might have found a loophole in
No
kidding.
I think once quarantine zone is played, I don't think the site should be able to be investigated as long as quarantine zone is in effect.
No, I think you're right. Yeah, let me look at that. So I was looking at I scrolled up to COTS, and then I was like, all right. Yeah, I think Guillaume's got a point because it's basically like.
But what if the marshal is outside the barbed wire?
Well, you really can't get into the heart of the investigations if you're investigating from the outside.
He's reaching in.
Yeah, that is a reach. Sorry. Nice try, though. Yeah.
So we're going to change quarantine zone to say something like the site can't be investigated then instead of contribute their skills, or?
Well, because it says the team can neither be moved nor contribute their skills. So the agents that are on the site cannot be moved, and Coates is in the bureau, so he can be moved because he's not at the site, but he still cannot contribute his skills. I take it to mean that. So Coates can be moved during the next turn, but during this turn, he cannot contribute the skill to the site because the site is quarantined.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, sorry, David. Yeah, I'm okay if you want to put your marshal back. Put him back in your pocket.
Is everybody cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Nathan?
Well, of course I'm cool with it.
Yeah. Like that situation where like you play like face down bluffs on a site and then, you decide, what, I'm a little worried. I don't have enough to potentially counter those bluffs. So we kind of set the we set the site with the bluffs aside, maybe come back to it later. So it's kind of like this, the same thought process on there.
But David, I think it's awesome that you forced us to encounter a scenario where you can actually win on the site, even though it's a quarantine zone, because I had never contemplated that you could be able to do that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, with the cell phone, again, it's like, agents equipped with that, but a lot of times most agents don't have except for like Clyde Brookman actually would, if you had Clyde Brookman in the bureau with a cell phone, basically the same thing.
And I think we can tinker with the text on some of these, but on some level, we just are going to have to go like a FAQ route, the way that they did with the old sites too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think in that way, we can also just set static rules for the gulag and for cancer, what the cancer keyword does. Because I mean, you intend it to do the same thing each time, right? For someone that is an agent that has cancer, they have to spend the turn in the hospital to get a damage token, right?
Yeah.
So we can just set static rules for that stuff.
But admittedly, there's like some like David's played 2 cancer cards, cancerous diagnosis, and gosh, why am I blanking tonight? I'm sorry. The other one you played
cancerous
was
nosebleed.
Yeah, but of course, the damage token is being applied in different phases. One's the debriefing, but my logic for that is cancer affects everyone differently. So, but
it's I see, it's fine.
But if you guys wanted to be consistent on that, I mean, I can just make it debriefing phase throughout. But I was just like, you know what? Not everyone's going to be affected by cancer the same way. All the women, in that abduction group, they all died at different points, in that last year, and Scully was the last one. So again, that was just kind of my thought process instead of making it the same phase. But then again, it might make it easier to track if there are multiple cancer cards in play, which was almost the case if Nathan had not happened to had Langley available to negate that. But again, that's if you guys want to think about that, if you guys want it to be like consistently the same phase for the cancer cards, we can do that. I'm not generally opposed to it, but I was kind of thinking of it, being slightly different so that the damage tokens aren't being all applied at once. But then, whereas in the game mechanics, that's consistent. But I was applying a little bit more of the reality to the situation when writing them.
Yeah, I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not saying we have to do it, but we can talk about it. So
yeah, but by and large, the cancer cards are consistent in what they're doing. Is that they're adding a token for each of the turns that the agent isn't spent in the hospital. It's just like each card is kind of it's a different phase in which that's happening though.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're at a landing on quarantine zone where you can't finish that site this turn, right, David?
Yeah, you can't. Yeah,
but it's gonna. What's that?
I cannot.
You can't.
That's what it sounds like.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm okay if you take your marshal back, since you were operating on the assumption that you could. But yeah, no, it's so you're gonna have to remove the tokens during each of your turns to get the agents out of that quarantine zone.
And it's during David's briefing phase that the token gets removed. Is that right?
Should say that on the card.
It's during each of the following briefing phases. So you put 2 tokens on a card, then during David's next turn as the investigating player, he removes 1 token during the briefing phase, and then another token during his next briefing phase.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. That having been said,
does it, just out of curiosity, do either of you guys have the biohazard suit in your deck? I mean, if you don't want to say, that's fine.
I do.
Okay, because I haven't seen that one yet. As often as Quarantine Zone has come up in these play tests, the biohazard, I don't even think I've seen it get sold for CP. It's just, I was just curious if you guys were taken advantage of that, knowing that Quarantine Zone is a popular card amongst our group. Just was curious if anyone's like, maybe we might want to put a couple of those biohazard suits in there just in case.
I tried it, but only with one.
Oh, just one? Yeah.
I'm curious, maybe in post game, if we could allow more than 2 in a deck, since everybody's team is 4, right? It'd be a little expensive, but
it would be. I was like, if you think you could afford to put that many biohazard suits on your agents? I mean, well, if you keep playing dirty and throwing unexpected calls out there, well, maybe you can.
That's not dirty. That's not dirty.
I feel your pain. I got burned by that card less than 24 hours ago.
It could have been worse. I mean, I hit David much worse with it last time.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
That's not your payback.
And you're never going to let me forget it either.
Yeah. I still have another couple of rounds coming to me from that one, so it's all good. It's good for the goose. It's good for the gander.
Yeah. I'm also trying to find some more Too Close to the Truth cards, but God, they are so expensive. Like $30 on category 1. I have enough unexpected calls to go around, but it's just, I don't have enough Too Close to the Truths. So I have to see where I can find some more of those. Seeing as you guys enjoy using those cards so much, maybe turn the tables a little bit, if I can find some.
All right. All gameplay issues are resolved. We'll go back to the game.
Yep.
All right. So that having been said, Quarantine Zone has shut me down. So
Let's do that.
I will go to debriefing. I only have 7 cards, so no discard.
And I think I have 5. Yep. So I will draw my card for the turn. I generate res. It's only going to be 3 this time. Yep. So that will put me at 7. And I have friend in the FBI as well. So that'll put me at 9, and then I'll pay 2 to draw 2. So sticking with the 7.
Okay.
And then it's all you.
An unusual hand. I'm going to sell 2 cards. Medical treatment for 1 and U.S. Marshal for 1. That gives me 2. And I'll buy 1 and turn back to you.
Alrighty. So healing. 4 health agents heal 2, right? During
Correct, yes.
Okay. So we'll heal 2 off Pendrell and 2 off of Millar. Also during the healing phase, I will pay 2 and go down to 5 to play a warning from the Loa. Do you have any adversaries in your hand, David?
I do. You'll have to refresh my memory. I know that's kind of an older card, so I should remember what it is, but could you read that for me?
Yeah, so any adversaries in your hand, you have to reveal them. And then if your opponent has 1 or more, discard 1 at random.
Okay, I do have 3.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I told you I was playing heavy on the adversaries.
Oh
So
boy.
I will point. I'm sorry, do I reveal them to you?
Yeah, reveal them, and then we'll do one at random to discard.
Okay, so first is the Peacock Brothers. Next is John Lee Roche. And after that is the Gulag Commandant.
And what are their costs? Peacock are 8.
Peacock is 8. John Lee Roche is 5. And Gulag Commandant is 3.
And their activators.
Peacock Brothers, you probably already know this, Conspiracy and Motive.
Yep.
John Lee Roche is Conspiracy and Witness. Gulag Commandant is Conspiracy and Adversary.
Okay, let's pick one to go.
All right, I'll put them in a row upside down. I'll point to them, and you tell me yes or no.
Okay. No. Yes.
That is John Lee Roche.
Okay. For the Gulag commandant, what did he do? Is that one that sends you to the Gulag? I'm guessing.
You'll just have to wait until I play it on you.
I can go look at the spreadsheet.
No, I'll read it. Game effect: play in conjunction with any government adversary. If an agent's health is reduced to 0, place the agent in a section of the table designated the Gulag
Oh, I see.
and discard any equipment. The agent remains imprisoned for 3 full turns or until a keyword escape card is played on them.
Okay.
Place 3 tokens on the agent and remove 1 during each of the agent's debriefing phase. When the last token is removed, move the agent to the bureau undamaged.
Okay. So you have to have another government adversary to play that guy too.
Yeah, he's just filling my hand right now.
Okay. So no requisition during my case assignment phase. I'll pay 2, so I go down to 3 to play Icy Cape Alaska. That is an evidence collection 4 and result site. And I'll turn to you for any bluffs.
Just 1.
Just 1.
That's all it takes, baby.
That is all it takes. But let's go for it, and I'll send Munch and Burst. So
Okay.
together they have evidence collection 4 plus the 1 from Witness, now Event Inspector Pewitt.
You don't want to play any cards, pay any points to get rid of it?
To do what?
To play a card to get rid of it? You don't want to pay any points or anything?
Unless you know something I don't, I can't. I have nothing to get rid of it. So
No, it's not even a real bluff.
I gotta say, I do love how you use the bluff cards as they're intended to function. Sometimes they're fakes.
Yes.
I like that. Yeah.
A true bluff.
Yep. So I'm going to play Teamwork. Play this card on any team consisting of no more than 2 agents during the investigation phase when they are sent to investigate a site. I can add a number of tokens to the resource pool equal to their total res value, which is 3.
Nice
That
card.
costs 0. So I will go up to 6 in my res pool. And unless you have some adversaries, which would be highly unlikely, but maybe you want to reveal some sort of cheating.
Wow. No respect at all. No respect. I have nothing to stop your investigation.
Okay, so this is a result question. And let's go. Let's go insanity on this one.
as his result is not insanity.
Okay. And I'm going to try to guess your X-Files identity, which is where the penalty question comes in, right? Right, folks? Judges? Yeah, okay. Yeah, might as well take a stab at it.
Why not?
So let me give me 1 second to get my bearings here and figure out what I want to ask. Here, how about this? Is your X-File the Gregors?
It is not the Gregors.
Okay. Nice. If you'd like to ask a penalty question, I have an answer for you.
Now, is that governed by a token, or is that?
Yeah, it's only once. Yeah, it's a token.
Okay, then I'll burn the token.
Okay.
Is your X-File the host?
David, aluminum makes a lovely hat.
Indeed, it does. Yes.
All right, and that's the end of my turn. 5 cards. Great.
And I only have 4, so no discard. All right. I don't want to do anything while he's away from his seat there.
We're good.
Okay, I'll begin my turn and draw my free card then. For res, now I'm assuming the guys at the quarantine zone do not contribute to res. So I only get 2. But I got to boost this. So I'm going to buy 2. And then I'll turn to you for selling and buying.
I have absolutely nothing.
Okay. All right, so healing phase. I'll take 1 from Agent Henderson. Oh, Stephen needs to say something there.
Just wanted to let you know before you exit briefing, David, you got to remove a token from quarantine zone.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Yep, no problem.
You
Carry
think
on.
with as many times as I've gotten burned with that, I'd remember, but I didn't.
Yeah, I was afraid you were about to say yeah. Well, actually, you did go to healing phase, but I mean, we're okay if we let him do that, right?
Oh yeah,
Nathan,
this
you're
is
okay
casual.
with
This
that?
is just playtesting.
Yeah.
Who
All
cares?
right.
Okay, no trophies here. So
No
Yeah,
trophies.
that's true.
Okay.
The trophy.
We're just making
really
sure
is
cards work.
It goes to the expansion. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, well
All
said.
right. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Where were we? I was still thinking about deployment. I'm going to move Agent Cuts to the field. And then I'm just going to move these guys over to the side a little more here. And I am going to play Psychiatric Hospital in Richmond, Virginia. The prerequisite is Computer 4, and the question is Method. And that costs 2, so I'll take 2 off of my resource. And to you for any bluffs.
No bluffs.
Okay.
I also have 0 conspiracy, so you can pretty much ask away, David.
Oh, okay. Well, just for the sake of keeping the continuity, I'll move Agent Kautz and Pendrell to the site. The computer skill is 3 on Pendrell, 1 on Kautz, and then a 1 from my witness, Lisa and Ellie. More than enough to break the 4. And you're saying you've got nothing to stop that, right?
I got nothing.
Okay. Then I will ask my method question. Is your method subterfuge?
You got it.
Okay. That's a lot of crossing off, so I'm just going to move my site there. I'll move my agents back here. And I only have 6 cards, so no discard.
Okay. All right. So, and I have 5 cards. So I will draw one for the turn. Generate res, 2 from friend in the FBI and 3 from Munch and Burst for a total of 5, which will put me at 11 resource. And I will go down to 9 to draw 2.
Okay. I'm going to sell just 1 of the SWAT tactical gear for 6. Yeah. Going to buy 2. Mm. And I'm going to play Rejuvenating Caves for 2. Play this card next to the X file you have chosen. Place 10 tokens on the card. Beginning on your opponent's next turn, you may take up to 2 tokens from this card and place them in your resource pool. The tokens become resource tokens. When all counters have been removed, discard this card.
Sounds good.
Okay. And back to you, sir.
Let me make sure there's nothing else here to do. So we're still in my briefing phase, right?
Yeah, you haven't turned over yet.
All right. I will pay 2, go down to 7 to play Maintaining Deniability and limit you to keyword government cards this turn.
Okay.
And then we'll go to healing. I'll heal 2 off Pendrell and 2 off Millar. So they can come out and play again. Requisition. No requisition. I'll bring Pendrell and Millar to the field. I'll pay 2 and go down to, oh, sorry. I think I need to. Judges, do I need to wait to play a witness until there's a site in play?
Yeah, because the witness. Well, it depends. The witness will have an activator that'll say active, and then it'll say it'll have like a skill prerequisite. So does this one have?
This is not a skill modifying witness.
Oh, okay. Then you can play it. Yeah. As
Okay.
long as if it only says active, then you can play it basically whenever.
Okay. So during deployment, I will pay 2 and play Harold Spuller, which is a witness occult resource. I place 3 tokens on it. Remove a token and pick a number between 0 and 12. Your opponent must show you all cards in their hand that cost the same as the chosen number. Discard this resource when the tokens have been removed. So I'm going to take a token off right away and just, I'll say 7.
I have no cards that cost 7.
Dang. Can I only use 1 per turn or use them all, guys?
Just 1. He's saying just 1.
Just 1. Okay. We should probably put that on the card then.
Wait, hold on, Stevens. I misread his hand gestures.
No, you can use them all if you want. Yeah.
Do you have a full hand,
That was
David?
a purposeful exclusion because yes, if you want, the idea is well, you can do it all now, or maybe wait till maybe they get more cards in their hand later on. So you got to think strategically about, if you want to use them all in succession, or maybe wait and see when he's refreshed his hand with new cards.
Okay. Do you have 7 cards, David?
I have 6.
All right. Let's burn them all, and let's go 6 and 5 as well.
6 and 5. That gets you 1. This card costs 5. It's cancer diagnosis.
Uh-oh. That's a conspiracy event or?
Conspiracy event, yeah.
Okay. And I'm assuming it gives someone cancer.
Yeah, play this card to add cancer to an opposing agent's keywords. The agent's health is reduced by 1. I think your guy already has 1 on him. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's the same one that's on Pendrell there.
Okay, got it. I'm putting my little conspiracy token under him to remind me that he's going to get a damage if he doesn't go to the hospital. Well, he won't. He'll get the damage this turn anyway. I moved him out of the hospital, so he's gonna get dinged.
Eventually, he'll get 1. Yeah.
Yeah. Was that a government card by chance, David?
It is a government card.
Oh no! No. Okay, we'll go to case assignment. I will pay 2 and go down to 3 to play Cape Cod. It is a Sciences 4 and affiliation question.
Okay, I have no bluffs.
All right, we'll send everybody, and I will play a card. I'll pay 1 to play aura photography. If my team makes a Sciences 4 plus skill check, I'll add 5 tokens to my resource pool, which they will do.
Yep, I have nothing to stop that.
All right, so I'll go up to 7 in my resource pool. As a reminder, I have 0 conspiracy right now. And let's dance. So Cape Cod is Sciences 4. I have Sciences 5 there at the moment.
Okay. I don't have anything to stop it, but I do want to play the cancer diagnosis event, unless you have something to stop.
It's a frohickey.
Boom!
It's a frohickey. And that'll put me at 4.
If only I could have more than 2. Oh, I could use grid pattern search. All right, I've got nothing else to play.
Okay.
Oh, and I need to take my conspiracy off. There we go.
So let's try. It's an affiliation question. Is your affiliation government?
It is not.
Oh, okay. Okay. And that'll be my turn. I have 3 cards in hand.
Okay, I only have 5, so I discard.
And Danny Pendrell is going to take a point of damage as punishment from his cancer diagnosis.
All right. All right, I'll start my turn and I'll draw 1.
Your token is off of the quarantine zone too.
Oh, I thought that wasn't until my debriefing, but okay.
I think it's briefing, right? Yeah, it's briefing.
Yeah, okay.
So quarantine zone is done.
And that goes off the table, is that correct? No, it can still be played, right?
The card is still in play, I think.
Okay. So I'll
Right?
leave that.
Judges, we can ask Steven. I think the card stays in play and now you can finish it.
Guillaume's giving the heads up and Stephen is nodding his head yes and a
Okay.
thumbs up. So okay. So that's out there in the field.
Can you remind me what that site was too, David?
Oh, sure. It's Strikers Cove, Blue Ridge Mountains, Georgia. It's Evidence Collection 4 and Affiliation.
Okay.
Now, that having been said, healing phase, I'm going to take 1 off of Agent Henderson, or Anderson. Yeah, Henderson. No requisition, unfortunately.
Oh, I was. Can I sell cards?
I beg your pardon. Yeah, I thought
No
we'd
worries.
already.
I'm gonna sell the hospital crash card and go up to 4 conspiracy. And there's not buying cards, so carry on.
Okay, deployment. I don't know that I did my res. Could you,
Go for it. Yeah, if you missed it, that's fine.
judges, do you recall?
I think you had 3 during my turn last time as well, if I
Okay.
remember right. So I think you missed it too.
Okay. So then Miller and Manners can, because they were freed up during the briefing phase. Does that sound right?
I think so.
Okay. Whew. So 1, 0, 2, and 3. So 6 all day. All right, so I did my healing. Deployment, I'm going to bring Henderson out. And
Is Henderson fully healed?
Yeah, she healed in my healing phase. That was her last token.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's her game token on there. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's her game token. And then Agent Cots, I'm going to move back to the Bureau.
Okay.
That will be my deployment phase. Case assignment, case assignment. I'm going to play another site card. It's going to be Fairfield Zoo, observation 4, and you may ask a motive question. Any bluffs, good sir?
No.
Okay. Then I will move Pendrell and Henderson to the Fairfield Zoo. And my intention is to do Striker's Cove first.
Okay. And that was a motive site, you said?
It's evidence collection 4+ and affiliation.
Affiliation. Yeah, I've got nothing for that, so ask away.
Okay. Is your affiliation occult?
It is not.
Okay. That would have helped a lot longer ago. All right, and next would be the Fairfield Zoo. Anything you want to play on that one?
Ask away.
All right, just for game's sake, it was observation 4, and I have 2 on Pendrell and 2 on Henderson. That is a motive question. Is your motive knowledge?
My motive is not knowledge, no. You've got to be getting down there.
Yeah, I'm down to 3.
Oh, wow. Okay. I feel like I've asked more questions and I've still got 11 to go.
How many do you have narrowed down to?
You're down to 11.
What? Really?
I know. Yeah. Yeah. Been doing it the hard way.
All right. Well, moving to debriefing, I only have 5.
Okay. I have 2. So I will draw my card for the turn. Do res. So I've got 6 here and 2 coming from friend in the FBI. That'll kill it. Currently I have 4, so that'll put me at 12. And let's go down to 7. Let's go down to 6. No, let's go down to 7. 7 and I'll draw 5.
My turn to sell and buy.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to sell Jailbreak for 2. And I will. I'll draw 2. And back to you, sir.
Okay. No healing. Don't think I have a requisition. No deployment. I will pay 4. So go down to 3 to play 2 sites.
Oh, Stephen has a question. Hold on a second.
I've been waving it since your briefing phase, David. My hand's about to fall off here. Help me understand rejuvenating cave because I don't use it, but you guys do. Do you get to use it during your? Because that was you put it on your last turn, so do you not get or you played it on your last conspiracy phase? Don't you get to use it now?
I would, and I would defer to Guillaume since this is one of his favorites. Is what phase do you take advantage of that?
I don't know what the card says, but I don't use it.
I always thought it was during the briefing phase.
Yeah, it's during your opponent's briefing phase. Once
Okay.
when you're setting your card before or when you're setting your cards, you know.
But you don't have to use them either. I mean, they can
That's
sit on
true.
the card. So.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm not as familiar with that card because I see you guys play it a lot. I never.
It's basically like Friend in the FBI for the conspiracy player. It's the same thing.
But Friend in the FBI, it has to be briefing, right?
And conspiracy and rejuvenating caves, it says add to your pool during your briefing phase.
I'm still trying to find it.
Play this card next to your X file. You have chosen place 10 tokens on this card. Beginning on your opponent's next turn, you may take up to 2 tokens from this card and place them in your conspiracy pool.
Okay.
So it doesn't say exactly which.
It does say beginning though, so I guess it's kind of implying briefing. It doesn't say, but it doesn't sound like it says.
No, it's beginning on your opponent's next turn. It's just like when you play that card, you cannot take advantage of it, but starting on your opponent's next turn, then you can use it. But yeah, I guess, I mean, I've always played it during the briefing phase, but it actually doesn't say that. So I guess technically you can place take the 2 tokens anytime you want during your opponent's turn.
It says beginning, so I think it does sound like there's a timestamp on when that can happen. If it says at the beginning. So probably I would say sometime in the briefing. I would say if you beginning, I don't know, probably during some point. I mean, while the opposing players, drawing his cards, buying and all that. I would say if we're looking at the word beginning on that card. But anyway, I was just for me it was more kind of like a technical question because I was just not as familiar with the card because I was like, wait, because I in my head I was thinking Friend in the FBI, which is briefing phase, but again, I don't have as much working knowledge of rejuvenating caves as you gentlemen do.
David, did you use the tokens this turn?
I did not. It
That's why I was like, wait, isn't he going to do it or nope?
And actually, last week I forgot several times to use it.
I was going to say, as Nathan pointed out, it is a choice because it does say you may, right? Yeah, I believe I heard may on there, right? But as Nathan said, you can choose to do it, or you can choose not to. You can that way you can extend the life of the card longer in the game. But yeah, sorry, what were you saying, Guillaume?
No, I was just saying that. Last week I also forgot to use that card several times. But and when I remembered, it was maybe during David's investigation phase. So at that point, I figured, okay, it's too late for me to use the 2 tokens. But
yeah,
actually. It doesn't really say, as Friend in the FBI is really specific. It says during the briefing phase, but rejuvenating the caves, well, you can. It just says that you play the card and then starting and you're at your opponent's next turn, you can start using it.
Okay, so that's where beginning on the next turn you have the option. So it doesn't. Yeah. Oh, you're right. You are absolutely right. Now that so starting on that next turn, that's when you can start taking away the tokens But from the sound of it. It can be whenever, right?
Yeah, it's whenever, and if you choose not to, then.
I think I'm adding that card to my deck now because I'm liking that idea. I'm liking that.
It's good. It's good. Yeah,
that's cool. All right. Well, cool.
David, you're so yeah, you can still use that this turn if you want to.
Nice.
Sounds like
I have that card I've misinterpreted. I've just never gave it a hard enough look before, but. Yeah, I've seen you guys play it often enough, and then just start to maybe think, am I missing out on something?
And I've played it a lot, and it's the first time that I noticed that you can use the 2 tokens whenever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I learned something tonight.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt the game, gentlemen. I was kind of asking more for my knowledge. It's probably stuff that can wait till after the game. But then again, I also wanted to make sure David, wasn't missing out on anything either. So it's kind of a twofold thing. But yeah, sorry again for interrupting. And Nathan, kind of like what you're saying, I was like, yeah, no, it's not biased. I was trying to keep you guys both, because there is a lot going on in each of your fields.
I would think, Steven, you would sympathize with my poor question asking in this game.
No, and actually, I was just about to say, because I was like, like you said, I was like, I thought Nathan was way closer because you had asked like so many questions. So I was like, when you said you still had him down to 11, I was like, what?
Yeah.
I thought you were
I think it's because David did receive a yes answer, so that gave him the
for
advantage.
what, subterfuge? Not subterfuge. Was it yeah,
subterfuge. Yeah.
And there's not very many of those that have subterfuge compared to a lot of others. So that yes answer did really narrow it down. But yeah, I in my head I was like, yeah, Nathan must be like, pretty close to solving it. But well, no, that makes for more game. That makes for longer, gameplay, more rounds to test out the cards. So
we're gonna try because, like I said, I'm playing 2 sites here.
Oh, okay. Well, it might be over soon. All right.
Which I've paid for already, down to 3.
All right. Yeah.
The first is going to be Newark, New Jersey. It is I'm sorry, not Newark, New Jersey. Wrong one. First one is going to be Gerald Schnauz's RV in Traverse City, Michigan. That's a criminal investigation 4+ and result site. And the second is going to be Mahan Propulsion. That is a computer 4+ and motive. So criminal investigation and result, computer and motive.
I have one bluff for you.
Which one is that going on?
Oh, I'm sorry. The
criminal investigation result or computer and motive?
The computer.
Okay. All right. Well, let's giddy up. I'm going to send Pendrell and Millar to the computer site.
Okay.
So take a look.
Nothing you want to play first?
Nope. I think you have to show me the bluff.
Yeah, it's just a witness card.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. So it's currently computer 4+. I have computer 6 there.
Well done. I've got nothing to stop you.
All right. So this is a motive question. And we'll go, is your motive survival?
Yes, it is.
Oh boy. Okay. Try to control myself here.
Okay, everybody settle down.
Well, I think that somehow only still narrows it to 5.
I still have one more site, all right?
Still have one more site. And that is a criminal investigation for result. And I have currently 6 criminal investigation there, plus 1 from Pewitt.
Okay, I've got nothing to stop you.
All right, so this is a result, and I think the common denominator here is death. Is your result death?
Yes, it is.
Oh boy. All right. So I think that brings it to 3. And you also have me at 3, right?
I discovered another.
Oh,
I'm actually at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm still a little behind.
if I were to take a guess at your X file, can you guess my X file on the penalty question? Or is it just a question?
I think it's either one. Yes, I'm getting yeses from both judges.
Okay, so you can try to guess my X file.
I could try to guess your X file, or what was the characteristic question? It was result, right?
Yeah, it's result.
Yeah. So I could guess your X file or ask a result question.
Which you already know, I believe, right? Or no, you know, well,
I know your method.
yeah, okay. Okay. Let's just go for it. I'm feeling good. Let's try David is your X file. Eugene Victor Toombs.
It is Eugene Victor Toombs.
Wow, yeah. Whew. My goodness. What a game.
Mm.
One for 3.
That is a bummer. Let me bring in our judges here.
Well played, Nathan. Great job.
Yeah, congratulations.
Finally got
Excellent.
the lucky guess at the end of the game.
Yeah.
That was quite a turn.
I was wondering if it was going to be battle of the penalty questions there at the end.
Yeah. Well, I took a risk because he asked a penalty question, and he's probably got me down to 3 then, right?
And you've shown in past games, Nathan, that when you do take the crack at it, fortune does tend to smile on you.
Yeah.
So, I was not surprised you were going to take a shot at a 33% chance. So,
Yeah. Play the odds, I guess.
Yeah. I think my 2 highlights tonight. First one, Nathan saying the line, aluminum makes a lovely hat. Second favorite, much as I hated seeing the Peacock brothers get negated, the fact that David was sitting on Trepkos at that moment, I was like,
yes,
I wanted to see the Peacocks in action, but the fact he had that card, just pulled it right out of his hat at that moment. I loved it. It was a thing of beauty. So
the Peacocks would have broken his team.
Oh,
I think he only had 3 guys at that site, right? Or did you have them all, David?
3 or 4. It was early on. He might have had them all, except for Kotz. I think Kotz might have been in the bureau.
That's right. That's right. It was 4. Yeah, the Peacocks are what? Let me find them here. Peacocks are long range 0.
Yep.
But health 10. So they're going to go to close range, and then they're going to deal 7. So actually, it's kind of like a gray-haired man scenario, because they're probably only going to get 1 shot in close range combat.
Correct. More than likely.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it's a team of like 2, like you had the 2 sites being investigated at the end. But yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, the Trepkos was such a specific card.
Right?
And David, you couldn't have known this, but my entire deck is Primordial Adversaries.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I'm using the Peacock card, the event card that I think it's an event or maybe a bluff. It's a bluff that
This is
changes.
Peacock.
Yeah, that allows you to play Primordial Adversaries regardless of the activators.
We're still using the field.
And one of the things that I really enjoyed was, Nathan, when you played Booby Trap, then Roach takes a hostage, and then Trust No One, which is a card that we had
Trust
never
No
seen
One.
being played before. Yeah.
Dang. That was another well-placed card, too. And especially on a card a witness that adds 3. I was like, oh, there's nothing you can do on that. I mean, man, what a burn.
Honestly, when I built this, I was just going through some of the premier cards and thinking, you've got an emphasis on witnesses in this set.
Mm-hmm.
So I put a copy of that in there thinking like, okay, we'll see where this goes.
And I like that you added Safe House, to further make good use of I like Safe House. Just making good use it. You put it on the right witness, they can really benefit you. In the long run, unless they get assassinated. Well, actually, you can't assassinate them necessarily because it's an event resource. So all the more reason why I like Safe House. So it's like, can't use assassinated on that one. Can't use Calcagni on that one either. You got to use You've Got a Tail to get rid of it, or Gray-Haired Man. Well, no, Gray-Haired Man wouldn't work either because it's an event resource.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good card, and you're only paying 3 for it too.
Right. Yeah, that was fun. It's and Sheriff Andy Taylor, another one I threw in there. He didn't make an appearance, but in a deck where my guys are all. Frank Burst is fine, but none of them are really combat oriented.
Munch is okay, but yeah, but otherwise,
If they're all together, they do fine because some of them have long range combat 2, close range combat 2, and they all have 4 health. But I thought, you know what, you throw Sheriff Andy in here, and if there are only 2 agents, like in this past turn investigating a site, he can make a big difference in combat.
Right.
So.
And especially, he could have contributed to the skill check too, because it was a criminal investigation one as well. So, yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking at making more of them. I think I did one for season 5 for Michelle in the Detour episode. So yeah, I've already got one for her in there. But yeah, those agent witnesses, if they're really cool in the way they can sort of help out an investigation without it actually being an agent card.
Right.
Okay, so we've got only one card that we need to resolve, which is Quarantine Zone. The other 2, we're just adding the word prior. We're good on those. So Quarantine Zone's the one that we just have to address then.
And I forget at this point. I'm sorry, my brain is toasted.
Understood. It's midnight for us, Nathan. Good Lord. All right.
I just played a 2-hour game of 2.5-hour game of X-Files.
Yeah.
I can't think straight.
Right.
What was the problem with Quarantine Zone again?
No, I'm actually blanking on what it was now too.
Just to say that you maybe add something that says that as long as the card is in play, the site cannot be investigated, and maybe no witnesses can be played on it either.
Yeah, because right now it's team centric, right? So the team can't contribute their skills. Do we want to change that to say the site can't be investigated until the last token is removed?
Let me pull it up.
Only this guy's in play. The team
down there. I'd hate. Come on. I hate to have to. I don't want to make this card a bust if I can avoid it.
And while you're looking at that, Nathan, I was so close.
You were
to getting this. My next turn, I would have used Henderson's token to get a motive site and asked a motive question, and that would have nailed it. I would have just asked if your motive was ideology, And if it wasn't, I would have had you.
So
I thought Nathan was Eugene Victor Tomb, but that was David. But sorry.
Oh, who were you, Nathan?
I was good old Sheriff Tom with Hannibal.
Good one, especially if you're playing power rules. He's got some good characteristics for power rules.
He was completely random. I just picked one out of my box.
Okay.
But so it was a motive site, David?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had some adversaries, but nothing I could have played on a motive site.
So,
Unless it was an occult investigation or sciences site.
oh, let me double check because the site was right here at the bottom. It was evidence collection.
Yeah, you would have got me. It was an incredibly close game here, and it was just a lucky guess at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have quarantine zone in front of you, Steven?
I do. The problem is just like how much text there is that it's.
Could it be like could it be while this card is in play, the site cannot be investigated and the team cannot be moved or something like that? Because it says that the team
line on this card.
It says that the team cannot contribute their skills to the site, but if we say that the site cannot be investigated, then we can remove contribute their skills to the site.
But the thing is, the team can't leave. We need to kind of keep that in there that the team isn't able to leave the site because they are under quarantine as well.
Yeah. You can say the site cannot be investigated and the team cannot be moved.
Yeah, no, it's just that. Let me show. Yeah, I'm worried that we might just have to wash the card and maybe do a complete rewrite. But you see exactly how much text space we have in that card. It's like there's not even another room for another line on there as it currently is. So that's why I'm wondering if I maybe have to just wash the whole card and just rewrite another.
I think maybe we can, if with the quote, if Mulder is not on a separate line, but if Mulder is on the second line, there is room for that.
True.
So you could get an extra
I might do it.
space.
Yeah. Okay. So let me pull up the spreadsheet because I'm going to write that.
What if we strike the part that says place this card atop an opponent's site
with 2 tokens on it?
Yeah. What if we just say place two tokens on this card. While this card is in play, the site cannot be investigated and the team cannot be moved. Like, is it necessary to say place this card atop?
I like the placement because it's kind of like when you have something under quarantine, they kind of tend to they build like basically like a bubble.
I know what you're saying.
That was kind of like the thought process, like the physical thought process, the act of like locking it down.
I think the card still captures that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be that the rules text is exactly
you're right.
stating that.
And it's a resource card, so it stays in play anyway. So you would
is it a resource card? My playtest version does not have resource on it.
Mine does. It was one that I had added. I think when I posted it in Facebook group, someone commented that it should be a resource, and I was like, "Yep, you're right."
Okay.
And that should be on my spreadsheet, which, by the way, I asked David earlier. David, can you guys actually see my spreadsheet where it currently is? The reason I'm asking, I know I want to put it back in the X-File community folder, but I'm making so many updates to it, and so it's being updated like multiple times a day. So it's just the act of having to go into that X-File community thing to update it is just another added step. But I was going to put it back once I kind of got it down to a slower rate of which I'm updating these things. But can you guys see it where it currently is?
Where is it currently supposed to be?
so when you go into OneDrive, like you can see like the three, there's three people in there, you, me, and then Guillaume. I think it lists Guillaume as just random user or something like that. And you go into mine, and it's the only file in there.
What's yours?
Well, mine says, I don't know what it says for you, but it says shared by me. And I see David, and the OneDrive user is Guillaume. Are you guys able to get in there? So I don't know what it says for you, but it says shared by me, but I know it's not going to say that for you guys. That probably has my name, right?
Oh, I do have shared by me. I have David, and I can access the X-File community folder with everything on it. And then I have you, Steven. And
okay,
yeah,
if you
it
go
says
into mine,
one.
it's the only
Yes.
one in there. But is that so
And
you can access it from there?
I can access it from there. Yeah.
Okay,
So
and
are you-
I'm glad to move it back into X-File community where we've kind of more or less amassed everything, David. It's just like right now I'm just updating it so often that it like where it is now, all I have to do is click save on the file, and it just updates it here where I'm showing you guys where it is now. But if I do that when it's in the X-File community folder, it won't auto update the changes that I make. I have to go in there and and replace the existing file. But like I said,
Yeah,
I'm updating it.
I can't see that.
Oh, you can't? So
No.
I thought it was shaped. What do I need to do to? I thought I shared it to everyone in the Discord.
If you just post a link to it again, and I'm sure I can get to it that way.
Oh, okay. That's what I need to do. Okay. Do I have to do that on my laptop, or can I do it from here? Here we go.
Don't be disheartened. Your time is coming.
You're gonna get the win at some point, David. And this was definitely like one of your closer games, for sure. Should I post it in the general, Nathan, or should I put it in the season 4 one?
Just general is fine.
General's fine. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll like I said, David, I'll eventually put it back in X-File community, but just let me get to a time when in a placement where I'm just not updating it so much. It's not just the play tests that I'm doing the updates. I'm also going back and adding the effects and whatnot for like Truth is Out There, Premiere, and all that. So I'm just doing so many updates as of late.
But is it bad to save the file to the OneDrive and only change it in the OneDrive version?
The one that's in the X-File community folder? Is that? Because it won't let me just like click save, like the blue diskette icon in the corner, and update it in the X-File community one. It doesn't seem to do that. Because that's what happened is what you guys were going off on that old spreadsheet when you were getting your cards printed. And I was like, oh, because it's not updating it there. It's only updating it where I currently have it stored. So that's why you guys wound up having a lot of those outdated versions of it.
When you are modifying the file, are you doing it from your laptop? Is it stored on your laptop?
Yes.
And
yeah,
so when you save it,
you see how bad it looks on a mobile device. I'm not updating anything on there.
Okay.
So it's only when I'm at my laptop.
But the file is stored on your laptop's hard drive, or is it stored on your OneDrive?
It's on OneDrive. It is on. Yeah, it's on my laptop. But it's also it's shared, linked. It's linked to OneDrive. Okay. So when I save the version that's stored on my laptop, it's linked to OneDrive, so it auto updates it there. As I'm understanding, because I haven't used OneDrive prior to this group, so I'm learning as I go.
Well, my only concern is if we're playtesting cards that have changed. You know
right.
what I'm saying? And
right. And as I was finding out, the X-File community file version of that file was not updating when I was saving it, because I lacked a little bit of understanding in OneDrive. It's like it will do it where I currently have it stored, where I just showed you guys where it's stored in OneDrive. It'll update it there, but it won't do it in the community folder, and hence why you guys were getting the outdated stuff, because I didn't know.
So why don't I took a few notes on the potential changes we were going to make. I'll just post those in Discord so we can make sure we check the boxes on them.
Sure.
And discuss anything we need to. Yeah.
I did, Steven, I did have one question about it. The card did not come up tonight, but it's a witness card. I think it's Inspector Pruitt, or hold on, it's card number
I
number
made a change to
37.
that one, so I don't.
Right here?
Yes. So it says play this card to force your or play this card to force your opponent to shuffle one card from their hand back into the bureau deck. So my question was: is it a card that you choose at random, or that any card that your opponent chooses?
Your opponent was the idea.
So if I were to play it on David, then David would be
David would be the one choosing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we would want to say to force your opponent to choose one card and shuffle it back into their bureau deck.
I'll just maybe put in parentheses your choice.
Oh, that works too. Yeah.
Or no, opponent. Or
Opponent's
no.
choice.
It would be directed player's choice.
I always find the directed player terminology a little bit confusing.
I don't. Because if you make it your opponent's, like if in the scenario Guillaume laid out, if Guillaume gets to see all the cards in his hand, then it's like, well, then I'm going to have to up the cost of that witness because you're also revealing the cards. So the idea is that the directed player is choosing which card they want to lose so they don't have to reveal their hand necessarily.
Or you could also choose randomly, like without seeing the card. We could just say, okay,
I can just use
this
the word
one for you
random.
to.
That's easier because there's not much. Yeah, because the quote's a little long on that card, and just adding the word random wouldn't hurt to randomly shuffle one card into their deck. All right. Can do.
Because you know that if your opponent has 6 or 7 cards, they will at least have one card they will want to discard anyway. So if you play Pruitt for that particular intent, you know that your opponent will just discard maybe a side or maybe a conspiracy card that is just useless. So if you do it randomly, at least you still get the chance that maybe you will remove a card that could have been used against you.
Randomly. I'm hoping now that Dax is done with he's completely done with the Scully set as of a couple days ago. So I'm hoping I might maybe I'll get more turnaround, but I'm sure I wouldn't blame him if he wants to take a little bit of a break. I understand because I can understand as long as he's been working on that project. So, okay. So Nathan, are the changes you said are they the ones that you had sent like a while back, or are they new ones that I haven't seen prior?
No, they're the ones that came up just during the game. So
okay.
We've talked about a few of them.
All right.
We talked about cancer diagnosis. We talked about the INLE secondary effect. We talked
I'm still
about
thinking on the INLE one. I was like, totally committed to it. But anyway, sorry, continue.
It was quarantine zone, and then we had talked about whether we want to do some sort of static effect for cancer, make it consistent. You know what I mean? And just this is what cancer means. And we don't have to decide any of this right now. I'll post it in Discord just so we don't forget about it and we come to a landing.
Okay.
The other stuff that we talked about, the 2 prior things, we resolved those. So
yep. I'll send those to Dax tonight. So those are easy. I'll send him Pewitt as well because it sounds like just adding the word randomly resolves that one. Right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so that's easier. So, all right, quarantine zone. Guillaume, you hold on a sec. Let me just finish updating Pewitt on my. And then the way you said it sounded pretty good. I just need to finish to force your one to random.
it was fun using Harold Spuller, but not to much effect.
Yeah, I've seen Guillaume use it before, and it worked out well for you, didn't it? I can't remember.
Yes, but I didn't use all of his tokens right away, and David had me discard him the following turn.
Oh, right. Yeah, David loves to go after those witness resources.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm scrolling back down to quarantine zone. The way you last read the suggested change for it, I liked. I just didn't get a chance to because I was going back over the previous ones. Could you run it by me again, if you don't mind?
Hold on. I think it was. Well, no, I'm not sure. I think it was something like, while this card is in play, the site cannot be investigated, and the team cannot be moved, or something like this. But you do still need to say that agents equipped with the biohazard suit can still like.
Yeah.
If an agent has the biohazard suit, he can still investigate the site, correct?
They may
Yes.
Or can
leave.
he?
They
He
may
may
leave
leave,
to go elsewhere.
but they cannot investigate.
Right.
They can just leave. Okay.
Unless.
Because I think the way it reads is that if you don't have a biohazard suit, you can neither move nor investigate. But if you do have a biohazard suit, then you can move and investigate. So
Yeah, why couldn't they investigate too?
That's actually what I was about to say is like, do we want that to be an option? Because again, it's like I'm almost at the point where I'm about to scrap like what the current text is and just rewrite it. So I'm kind of open to the possibility of.
because the thing is, if an agent with a biohazard suit can investigate, then you would have to say on the card that that agent cannot bring in a witness.
Oh boy.
Or maybe you could just say, so while this card is in play, the site cannot be investigated and the team cannot be moved. And you can say agents equipped with the biohazard suit can be redeployed during the next turn or can be moved.
Well, yeah. I mean, I thought the way it said the team can either be the team can neither be moved or nor contribute their skills except for agents equipped with the biohazard suit. Yeah, but is that?
Oh,
not,
I see. Yeah.
I don't know if that maybe that comma in there just makes it a little awkward or something. I might actually. The team cannot move. That will help short as opposed. Team cannot move. Take out the neither. Might help shorten it a little bit. Team cannot move or contribute their skills except agents equipped with a biohazard suit. Okay. Now. No. Okay. So the question now to pose to you guys is, do we want to allow for a possibility? I don't think the site should be resolved until the tokens have been removed. The idea I was thinking is that once the quarantine is lifted, then the site may be resolved, because it's supposed to be kind of like a lockdown card, and that, yeah, even if teams are equipped with a biohazard, they can't resolve the site. And
let me pose this, because I think so. Stephen, you tell me which of these effects or all of these effects do you want to have?
Okay.
1, the site can't be investigated.
Mm-hmm.
2, the agents can contribute their skills, which we've been taking to mean, including res, they don't generate res when they're at the site.
Right.
Which is different than can't be investigated. So 1 can't investigate, 2 can't use their skills, 3 can't move. Do you want it to do some or all of those things?
And initially, the idea was for all, but at this point, I'm open to modifying that. Sorry, I'm looking over it again right now.
I think if the agents are stuck on at the site and they cannot investigate, I don't think they should be able to contribute their res to the res pool either.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my thinking. Because they're stuck and they're not able to contribute skills, and I know res isn't a skill, but it's like sometimes I just kind of, for the sake of shorthand, include that in there. My intent is for that to be res to be included in that.
Okay.
But yeah, because the idea is that an agent who may have come in close contact with the chupacabra in this case would also be put into quarantine, for as a precaution. So that was kind of the idea for the card, was to not only prevent the site from being resolved, but also to, basically lock the team in place for a couple of rounds. But this we're at the mercy of space, so I'm kind of. I mean, yeah, I'd hate to lose the card, but
do we think that discard when the last token has been removed? I mean, I know it says that on almost every card.
Every card, but then it's like the one time you don't have that on there, then it's like, well, is this what happens when do you get rid of the card? I'm like, yeah. There's going to be someone who raises that point.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, it's like it's a practice on basically every other card in which that, when you remove a token, it's resolved, but since it doesn't say here, then it becomes
it's kind of frustrating, because you usually have half of the text is place this card with X number of token, remove a token during blah blah blah, and then discard one, and it takes half of the card, and so
place token, then remove a token during each of the and you got to state the phase in which that is occurring. If I take out this card, this is a conspiracy card, obviously. Place this card atop a site and place 2 tokens on it. Do I have to say an opponent's site? I mean,
no, you don't.
Conspiracy card, it's kind of obvious, right?
No, that's implied.
Yeah, okay. So I can take out opponents. Right? Yeah.
Yes. If you just place this card on the site, place this card on the site with 2 tokens on it.
Yep. Okay. Good. Remove a token during each of your opponent's briefing phases. That's sentence 2. Good.
Yes.
All right. Now we come to sentence 3. Right.
I'm gonna propose some text for this card in Discord, so you can all have a good look at it.
Okay. May not be resolved. Right? Instead of investigated, resolved is a little bit shorter. Is it okay if I say while this card is in play, the site may not be resolved? And I will, I'll look at your Discord text. You're gonna post that tomorrow?
I'm typing it right now.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah. I don't want to say additionally, because that's just
you can always go use the text effect that was used for Denascoli Abducted or for Cry Check the Double Agent. Like the text was really shrunk down to a minimum, and everything was really tight together on the
which if it were, for me, I was like, I don't have an objection to it. I just know Dax doesn't want to do that.
Here's one thing I'll throw out there. Actually, if we go back to doing it 3 tokens, and I'm just throwing this out there to cut down on some of the text.
Sure.
If we leave it 3 tokens and we say remove a token at the beginning of each briefing phase, that actually has the same effect as having 2 tokens on it and only removing 1 during your opponent's briefing phase. Throw that out there, see what you think of it.
It does?
Oh, you mean even if it's not your turn as the investigating player, you'd still remove? I think the only problem with that is that I think it would be the only card in the game that would be doing that.
And I think that would and I think that's one of those practices that if you defy
people are used to it.
Eyebrows. I like the idea of yes, it would certainly cut down on text space, but I don't know, that's kind of like one of those ingrained effects that it's like you're only doing like something like that when you're the investigating player. yeah, to do that while you're the conspiracy player, just kind of just tends to defy all existing practices, kind of like a lot in the way that the assassinated card does, which makes the card unlikable in my view. It's like, why are you awarding an investigating team? Why are you treating the investigating team as conspirators when so I'm not a fan of that card, like David is. Oh, sorry. Yeah, and I know it's not to discourage you from using it. It's just I think it was even by David May's admission a poorly conceived card. I didn't include that in the video, but he did say it, and I wholly agree on that. Is it in the season 4 or the? Oh, there it is. I got it, Nathan. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, and in where you said the site cannot be investigated, I'm going to say cannot be resolved because that's a little shorter. Keep it at 2. Remove a token. Remove a token. I'm going to say remove a token during your opponent's briefing phases instead of saying at the beginning, because the briefing phases begin. Yeah, I mean, as long as it's done somewhere in the briefing phase, I think that's I think that's acceptable. So remove a token during your opponent's briefing.
I'll tell you what. Here's though where it matters. Okay, because if we're saying they can't use their skills, including res. Oh. If you do it at the beginning, you do get that res. If you do it during, it's less clear. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe it's something that the player needs to be mindful of, and if he removes the token at the wrong time, then it's on him.
It is on them. I like that.
Quarantine zone is a trap for the unwary.
Yeah, be strategic. Be conscientious. Yeah, because you are the investigating player. The ball's in your court.
Okay.
You draw your free card. That's fine, but then
I like it.
Take that opportunity to take care of your res or to take care of that token, and then get the benefit of that res. So I like the strategy, and the careful thought that's put into it. Okay, place this card at the top. Let me finish what we're looking at. Nate, the site cannot be, I'll say resolved, and the team cannot be moved. Yep. Or use skills until the last token is removed. Until the last token is removed. Agents with a biohazard. Agents with a biohazard suit are immune from these effects. What do we think of that, guys?
So
I guess it worked. Okay, because I say the team cannot move or contribute their skills except for agents equipped with a biohazard suit. But let me read this one, and you just tell me, Phil. So the site cannot be investigated, and the team cannot be moved or use skills until the last token is removed. Agents with a biohazard suit are immune from these effects.
I think that covers it.
Okay, so we don't need to necessarily say discard this card, though, when the last token is removed?
So as written?
Yeah.
Let me just make sure I did it.
Because again, that's one of those things where it's like, well, what happens to in our minds as seasoned players, we are well aware that when you remove a final token from a resource card, it is therefore discarded. But
so I worded this intentionally. So as a practical matter, it doesn't really. I mean, even if the card stays in play,
It's ineffective.
Yeah, it says until the last token is removed. So I think most of us will know it goes to the discard pile, but in case you have people who don't get that for whatever reason, the card still answers the question.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It does, regardless of what happens to the card. You're right. Okay. All right. So I might just scrap that last sentence. Okay. All right. I do like that. Until the last token is removed, the team cannot move or contribute their skills until the last token is removed, except for agents equipped with a biohazard suit.
I think just for clarity, it should state 2 separate sentences.
I was just thinking the same thing, Guillaume. Yeah, I'm with you. It's the site can't be investigated, period. And then separately. Yeah.
All in play, the site may not be resolved, period.
Yeah.
And then new sentence. The team cannot move or contribute their skills until the last token is removed.
Except
for agents equipped with a biohazard suit.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm ready to put that one to bed.
Me too.
Let
me post. I will post the even though it's going to be saved in the in that spot on OneDrive, I will repost it in the Discord right under Nathan's suggested change. Give that a look-see to like tomorrow. Sleep on it, especially you, Nathan, and David, because you guys got to get to sleep, as do I. And then look at it tomorrow and just decide if that the way I've got it, and I think the way I have it worded, I don't think it's actually going to be any bigger. If I do a whole lot of undo, I could probably tell you, but it looks like it's going to be a little shorter than.
I was really trying to cut that on words, so
and it really helped because I think it's either a little shorter or about exactly the same. So I'm hoping in that case Dax isn't going to be sweating the text space on it. But as Guillaume suggested, I'll tell him just move Mulder, move it down a bit and just have Mulder be on the same line as the tail end of the quote. So we could I'll suggest doing that if he has. And I'm sure Dax will realize, he can do that if should it come to that. So good suggestion there, Guillaume. All right. And so other than that, then the ones the ones that Nathan that you have that you wrote down, the ones that we did not discuss previously, just if you want to
I'll put them in Discord.
Yeah. Okay. Hopefully they're not too many beyond the ones that we just resolved, right?
No. I only have two, maybe three.
Okay.
So
good. All right. Then we can resume discussion there.
Yeah, I'm cooked tonight, so
Yeah. I was just like, I'm happy if we could just get quarantine zone figured out, because I was like, that was the one. And just that one has been a bit difficult in nailing down the text, as it's one of those long ones. Okay.
Right.
I think we got it. So, all right. So playtest, was this number 4 or 5?
Yes,
David?
4.
4. All right. So same time next week, next round of playtesting. Nathan, this was your first foray in the playtesting. Do you want to go again next week?
Yeah, I'll throw together a new deck. So,
all right. And then either David or Guillaume, if whoever feels like they want to take another crack at it. I know David's been part of the playtest. Like, you've been in all the playtests, right, David? I don't think you've been out of one. Yeah. Did you want to sit one out for once?
It depends, Guillaume, how you feel about it. I have an idea for another deck, but if you
if you have an idea.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think I will have time this week to create a new season 4 deck, so you can go ahead next week, for sure. Okay. So you guys can play next Saturday,
All right, cool. Same time then.
I was calling this deck that I made tonight my CSI deck, because it was observation, science, and computer.
I did not.
It was a good. Yeah,
I thought
it was a good deck.
So I think we'll be seeing a stripped down version of that when we get back to regular play.
That's a good deck. Yeah.
It is. It was pretty effective, especially considering. I'm trying to think of all the previous games, at least the ones I played with you. This is definitely the closest you got to coming out with a W. So you got something here. So yeah, a little bit of tweaking, but it seemed like the cards were coming up when they needed to. Nathan, you were just hard pressed for a sight for a good chunk of the game. So
yeah, I think that kind of helped me a lot. So
working with the bigger deck, I know it's just a matter of the question of, do I have enough sight cards? And I've done this where I put my sights and my non-sight cards in the deck next to each other to almost like get a sense of the ratio. And I'm like, okay, is this working for me? Maybe add a few more on there just to add. I mean, that's just been my process too, but I still get hit with that. Like last night, I didn't come up with a sight for like my second round or something. So yeah. I was already.
I'm not sure it actually helped you that much, David, because I wasn't drawing a sight, but I was drawing conspiracy cards galore.
True.
And there were a few sites that I managed to thwart, the question on. So
and strange for me, I was drawing a lot of sites. I mean,
I
put a lot of sites in this deck for that very reason, and it really was coming up. I didn't even have to use the one agent's token to get a result site. Because they kept coming up, and I didn't want to discard them or sell them for anything. So I was holding on to those like money.
Right. I wound up drawing sites after you killed half my agents.
Oh my God.
And then I'm like, I can't even meet these prerequisites, so I might as well discard them for conspiracy.
Yeah, the cancer was definitely part of your attack plan tonight, David. The Gulag kind of took a back seat tonight, but we have seen it in play in previous play tests, so that's fine. It's good that the cancer is getting a bit of a workout because the text is longer there, and we did see some things that that do pose some questions. So that's good that it has come up. Obviously, there's still some outstanding cards that we have yet to see.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to work some of them in my deck next week.
All right. It might be good if, and this is a big if, I have time this week, I might rewatch the play tests and maybe make a checklist of which cards we've seen and what happened with them, so we know building decks, hey, we need to get this card in and this card and this card, and maybe not a structured deck where everybody knows what's happening, but at least we get cards that we haven't played.
Right.
Get some exercise with them.
Right.
Okay. I can't off the top of my head, and I'd have to scroll through. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll post tomorrow. Is like, from what I recall, and like David said, I would have to probably watch the last few play tests to recall which ones haven't come up, so that maybe you guys, when you're looking at tweaking your decks for next Saturday, it's like,
170 cards. I would say we probably haven't seen
a good chunk of them.
40 to 50% of them.
Yeah, like none of the equipment cards have been, other than maybe selling them. No, Guillaume, you equipped the tactical gear one time.
Yeah, but because I could, thanks to Pastor's Effect. But yeah, I'm desperately waiting for the Apollo keychain to come up, but so far it hasn't.
I had that in my hand. I had that in my hand. I was going to play it that very next turn, but then Nathan guessed my X file. I was looking forward to.
I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, you're the bad guy. You wear the black hat.
I was like, I figure, Nathan, you're kind of like, you're very res conscious when selecting your agents. So I was like, I figure that card is, you have a copy of that card in your hand or your deck. I'm sorry. No.
Oh, is that a question?
Yeah, I
do not have a copy in the deck.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's a pretty good card for the more res conscious players.
For the discerning player.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, guys, let's wrap it up. This is a 3-hour and 20-minute session.
Yikes.
A great game. A lot of great post game talk.
Yes, and more to come tomorrow once I get some stuff posted on Discord for you guys to weigh in on for this upcoming week. But same time, same place next Saturday.
All right, good. I'll be ready.
All right, gentlemen. Have a great night.
Happy Father's Day.
Thank
Happy
you.
Father's Day to the
Yeah.
fathers out there.
Thank you.
Bye.
Adios.